road game for the Trailblazers. And inside the Staples Center, the 51-28 Trailblazers take on the 19-60 LA Clippers. This wraps up a 4 games in 5-night set for the Trailblazers. And welcome courtside, everyone. Mike Barrett along with Mike Rice. Blazers drained mentally, exhausted physically, but energy will be needed here tonight.
Yeah, it will be, because the Clippers, this is the team they thought they were going to have at the start of the year. Everybody's back. Camby, Kaman. It'll be a tough game.
They are better than their record, to be sure. Baron Davis came over in the offseason. He was supposed to lift this team, but it hasn't worked out that way.
Well, it hasn't. Remember, he was the 12th leading scorer in the NBA with Golden State. He's a career 8-assist man. He also is number 4 in career 3-point attempts, so he'll be all over the place tonight. He's finally healthy. He's number 5 in active career steals. He can play the defense. Steve Blake, on the other hand, probably has been the biggest surprise for the Blazers this year. He's top 5 in three-pointers made in March and April. His defense has really picked up against explosive point guards. He's top 10 in assists to turnover ratio. I don't know what Steve Blake could do more to help this team win games.
And here is the McDonald's matchup, Baron Davis and Blake. Blake had what amounts to is the game-winning shot last night, or at least the nail in the coffin. 11 for him a game, along with 5 assists. And Baron Davis on the season, 15 points per game, not shooting a high percentage. Last night was huge for Portland. Of course, they beat the other team that inhabits this arena, the Lakers, up in Portland. And they're hoping adrenaline and that momentum will carry them here tonight. Last night big, and you've got to manufacture energy tonight. Playoff positioning on the line. Blazers cannot afford to let down now. We'll set the starting lineups when we come back.
Where's the light?
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Honey, salmon's ready. Hello? Yeah, this is it. No, we're really happy with our service. Yeah. Try to eat now. All right, this is me hanging up. Really, we're good. Bye-bye.
At Miller Paint. Miller Paint. Your color, our paint.
The next available representative will be with you in 4 hours, 10 minutes.
Get your identity stolen, you'll spend day after day on the phone getting it back, with calls to the bank, credit cards, the Social Security office, and on it goes.
Please continue to hold.
Fortunately, there's Farmers Identity Shield. For just $65 or less per year, your credit is monitored.
Thank you for holding.
Plus, a personal fraud advocate helps make all those calls. So make only one now, to a Farmers agent. 1-800-FARMERS.
Welcome to Grover's. I was wondering if you could direct me towards plumbing? Certainly, sir. Right this way.
At Grover Electric and Plumbing, friendly, helpful people make all the difference. And you'll love Grover's everyday low prices.
Thanks for everything. Thank you for coming to Grover's.
Excuse me.
Electrical problem?
Yeah, kinda.
We'll fix you right up.
Grover's, it's worth the drive.
You want to spend time on what really matters. When you shop, you want to talk with an expert you can trust. And what matters to you is going to one store and finding exactly what you need. Come to the one place that has it all. Standard TV and Appliance. Expert salespeople, the best products, the largest selection, low prices, and of course, service you can depend on. Visit any of Standard's showrooms to find top name brand appliances, electronics, mattresses, and more. Standard TV and Appliance.
But to do it, gon' lose control.
Tonight's game is closed captioned through a generous grant provided by Bimart. Portland Trailblazers basketball is brought to you by Les Schwab, celebrating over 50 years of pride in performance. By Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton. How do you play? By McDonald's. Try McDonald's new McCafe espresso drinks. All the coffee, hold the attitude. By Wells Fargo. Seize your someday. And by Standard TV and Appliance. We set the standard. Standard TV and Appliance.
And back here in Los Angeles, Trailblazers and the Clippers getting set to go. Time to get you right now the Coors Light starting lineups for this game tonight. First for the the Clippers, 19-60 on the season, 11-28 here at home. Baron Davis, Eric Gordon in the backcourt. Fred Jones, Zach Randolph returns tonight. And inside at center, Marcus Camby. For the Trailblazers starters, Steve Blake, Brandon Roy in the backcourt, Nick Batum, LaMarcus Aldridge. The forwards and inside at center, Joel Prisbilla. As Portland will try and win their final regular season road game tonight. Blazers lead the season series 2-1 with this team. There have been 2 blowouts and then the shocking upset in overtime in December at the Rose Garden. Clippers nearly at full strength and are feeling very good after last night's dominant win over the Kings. Next up, Rice's Keys, a check with Rebecca and the opening tip.
Treat yourself to breakfast at McDonald's. Stop by and get 2 fresh, hot, tasty Egg McMuffin breakfast sandwiches for only $3. It's a delicious way to fill up and get your day started for less. Only at McDonald's.
When I found out I had cancer, the first thing I needed was reassurance. I needed to know that everything and everyone I needed to help me fight this cancer was right here. There wouldn't be anywhere else I'd want to be.
Providence Cancer Center. We're all about you.
It is a center of hope.
Treat yourself to breakfast at McDonald's. Stop by and get 2 fresh, hot, tasty Egg McMuffin breakfast sandwiches for only $3. It's a delicious way to fill up and get your day started for less. Only at McDonald's.
Staples Center tonight, the site, Trailblazers and Clippers, 4th and final meeting of the season between these two teams. Time to get you the Northwest Forward Stores keys to the game. What are your keys, Coach Rice?
Well, both teams played last night, and I would think an early lead for the Blazers is a must, just to show an energy level. Shoot 48%. I don't think you're going to win this game with defense tonight. You've got to score some points to beat the Clips tonight. And bench scoring is going to be very important in this ball game, since it is 4 games in 7 nights at the end.
Well, time for the Corona Coaches Corner. We got your keys to the game. Now let's get the keys from assistant coach Dean Demopoulos.
I don't think about things like that very much, because when you build your team the way we built this team, there shouldn't be letdowns. There's a bigger goal here to try to get us to play as good as we could play at this point of the year and get into a good rhythm. So when we do find out who we're playing in the playoffs, we're ready and willing to put 100% out on the floor. So right now, this is a step towards postseason play, and you want to be playing your best ball at this time of year.
And that is the Corona Coaches Corner with assistant Dean Demopoulos. Time to get you a Napa Auto Parts sideline report. Time to introduce the third member of our crew. She is Rebecca Harlow.
Blazers right now are fighting for home court advantage, and it is the fight of decades. There are 4 teams who are neck and neck. Let's take a closer look at what's going to happen in the next week of play. Of course, let's start with the Blazers. 51-28. If they win their next 3 games, which are winnable, they are 54-28. If Sac loses to Denver, and then Denver beats, let's start that over. If Denver beats Sac and loses to Portland, they're also 54-28. Moving down to Houston and San Antonio, those are winnable games for those guys too. That means there could be 4 teams ending up at 54-28 here down the stretch of the season. Now, I talked to Steve Blake and I asked him how he's thinking about this, how he's handling the pressure and the intensity of these last few games, and he put it very well. He said, during the game, I don't think about it at all. I'm focusing on each and every possession, but at home, it's impossible not to think about it. We're all checking the standings at this point, hoping that the Blazers can end up with that home court advantage, guys.
Well, they are, and you talk about the confusion that goes with all of the scenarios, and we've been doing this for 2 months every day. What means what? Who has to win for this to happen? Nate McMillan, and I know he believes it, he doesn't just say it. He concentrates on what they're doing, and if you can, as a coach, even though it's a bigger challenge, much easier said than done, live in the moment a little bit, worry about who's right in front of you, and everything else will take care of itself.
If you don't live in the moment, you're going to lose this game tonight. This Clipper team is not the Clipper team that has lost so many games this year. They have everybody back. They're healthy. They're not playing for anything, so they're going to be free and loose. That's why I think normally they're a low-scoring team, doesn't get to the foul line, doesn't get fast break points, but tonight I really think this is going to be a higher-scoring ball game simply because Zach Randolph will try to get off.
And Zach is back, of course. He and Baron Davis, the last one's on the floor, a good 2 to 3 minutes after the Trailblazers are already out waiting for the opening jump. Steve Javy, Rodney Mott, and Derek Richardson, the officials for the game tonight. So Zach and Baron Davis finally made their way onto the floor, took the uniform, the sweats off anyway, and now they're out there and ready. But can be Zach Randolph, Baron Davis, this much more like the starting five the Clippers envisioned during the offseason when a lot of people expected that they could battle for the 8th playoff spot in the Western Conference, and it hasn't worked out that way. They have been decimated by injuries. Chris Kaman, he's now back. He'll play tonight. The only one who really won't play, who's been a factor and who has hurt Portland, is Al Thornton.
Yeah, but I think Zach will really try to be scoring. He'll take the place of Thornton rather easily. Camby, of course, is their defense. They really missed him.
The one game that Zach did play against Portland this year was at the Rose Garden, and Zach had 38 points in that ball game. As Baron Davis, good defense by Blake, throws it up and off. As Zach had 38 points and 11 rebounds in that upset win the Clippers pulled on December 12th. It was 120-112. Of course, Blake, who just played the good defense, remembers that game, but not for good reasons, as here's Aldridge on the block against Camby.
What you're hoping for the right now is for them, the Clippers, to take bad shots like Davis did the first shot. And of course the Blazers have something to play for, so they're going to be as unselfish as they always are.
Well, and I mentioned this in the pregame show, as Davis trying to post up Blake, and Blake, too good a defender for that, knocks it away out of bounds. I mentioned how many Blazer fans there are here, and as you heard that Aldridge shot go through, a little roar in the stands. As we were talking to Blazers owner Paul Allen moments ago, he is here, and he was noticing the same thing. Looking around, he said, boy, there's a lot of Blazer jerseys here.
Yeah.
And the tickets are so tough to come by in Portland these days. And there's Mr. Allen right there. There are a lot of Blazer fans who are in other areas, and we talked to other fans who head on the road to see this team.
Yeah, I couldn't believe the number of Blazer fans here in L.A. It is amazing. They probably can't get tickets when the Lakers are playing, so they come to see the Blazers when the Clippers. Plenty of tickets available for a Clipper game.
Well, as that ball tipped by Jones and out of bounds, Portland will inbound, just 6 seconds to shoot. There's a couple Blazer fans there. And Blake has it out top against Eric Gordon, turns the corner, gives it off to Aldridge. His outside jumper is long. The shot clock was down to 3, and the Clippers back the other way. As again, Clippers with a very nice win over Sacramento last night. A rare home back-to-back for them. It was 109-78. Randolph nearly stolen by Prisbilla. Blake hustles it down and grabs the loose ball.
Early in the year, Zach had his way with LaMarcus Aldridge. He really scored a lot of points on LaMarcus. That time, LaMarcus I think he's really learning about how to keep the ball on out of the scorer's hands.
That ball was tipped by Jones, hit Roy, and Freddie ended up getting the steal and Batum the foul here in transition. So free throws coming for Fred Jones, who was a midseason pickup for this team on a couple of 10-day contracts as they signed him for the rest of the season, and now he's obviously starting with no Al Thornton. Freddie had 19 points the second time these teams played, which was the only other meeting here in Los Angeles. And oddly enough, the There's the upset win in Portland the Clippers got in December, but the other 2 games have been Portland blowouts, including the game here on January 26th. You see the former coach of the Blazers, Mike Dunleavy, on the bench for the Clips.
And his longtime assistant, Jimmy Ion, sitting next to him.
And Neil Meyer, another former Blazer assistant.
It'll be interesting because
there's Jimmy.
Usually the Clips, their opponents get about 24 assists a game. If you throw more than 2 passes, you get a good shot. But with Camby in there and Kaman's coming off the bench, they now have good defensive presence in the middle.
Roy well short on the jumper, but Aldridge grabbed the long rebound. Now he's going to take it at Zach Randolph. The double team comes. Batum pulls up for a long 2 that was well short from the time it left his hand, and the rebound taken by Marcus Camby, who can defensive rebound, as you mentioned earlier. Baron Davis. Zach going to let a 3 go, and it's short. And Zach has shot a lot more 3s this season than ever before, and he's about 35%.
Camby, as usual, not shooting well at all from outside, so he gave that up to Zach. He'll do that.
Aldridge over Camby, short again. Portland started the game off with a Aldridge field goal, but are 1 for 5 since and only have the 1 bucket, 2 points.
I'm always amazed at Zach Randolph, how he can get his 20-10 all the time.
High-low pass. Zach missed the lay-in. Then nearly gets the steal from Presbilla. And Portland looking to push tempo a little bit. They do it so well at home, not so much on the road. But they did in their last road game at San Antonio, scoring 106 against a good Spurs defense that was intent on slowing the game down. LaMarcus fouled by Camby on his way inside. And Aldridge, of all the things he's done and gotten better at this season, it seems like the best and the thing he's most improved on is ways to get to the free throw line. How to get fouls called on your opponent.
Well, Nate McMillan has always said, we really only have a couple of guys that can get their own shot. And Aldridge now, he's going to have to expand that list a little bit and include Aldridge, because now if you throw it down in the low post, he can get his own shot. Before, of course, Brandon Roy and Travis Outlaw were the 2 guys that could get their own shot off the dribble. And he's adding Sergio a little bit. Sergio now is getting open. He's not just finding shooters, he's getting his own shot, and they like to do that.
And Aldridge hits a pair. And by the way, nice job to our local crew here today, and of course our traveling TV crew. The LA Kings played a hockey game here this afternoon. And this court wasn't even ready. This can be long there. This court was not ready for basketball players until after 6 o'clock tonight. They had to take the ice, cover it up, reset the configuration of the arena, and just did get it done. Roy fouled, nearly got the bucket. He'll shoot free throws. Foul's going to be on Fred Jones.
And the Blazers are doing what they have to do. They're making sure there's more than 2 passes in the offense.
That was Darius Miles we just saw. What is?
I don't know.
Memphis must play the Lakers.
Yeah.
And Memphis must be
they
in town,
do.
obviously.
Lakers do play
yes.
Memphis.
There's D. Miles, former Clipper, former Blazer. Looked at the screen, I saw Darius Miles.
Yeah. I saw your look. And then I thought, well, Memphis does play the Lakers, I think, tomorrow.
Yes. Roy drops down a pair. Or misses one, excuse me. 3 for 4, Portland is at the free throw line. Brandon 1 for his first 2. Inside, Zach. The pump fake on Presbilla, who blocks it. Picked up by Aldridge.
Once again, Camby really throwing nice passes into Zach. But the Blazers are doing a nice job of double teaming him.
Aldridge with Camby out on him. You have to respect LaMarcus all the way out to and past the three-point line at times. Roy splits the double. Now far side Blake. Shot clock down to 5. Blake with Baron Davis all over him. Long 2 from Aldridge is long. Presbilla grabs the rebound as Camby mistimed his jump. Here's Blake with an angle 3. Around and out. Rebound Zach Randolph.
Remember, Camby has been out a great deal of this season, so his timing probably will be a little rusty.
Camby goes backdoor, couldn't handle the pass. Portland ball. Did you predict a low-scoring game? I can't remember.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's easy when you're predicting this Clipper team. They'll go out and shoot the ball. They'll start off passing to each other, and then they'll start shooting the ball up a lot. But they only average 96 a game, and without Camby and Kamen in there earlier. They were giving up 104, but they'll be better defensively tonight with those two big guys.
Like everyone is doing. Roy doubled and tripled out top. Blake the miss on the runner. Prisbilla nearly tipped it in. And here comes Eric Gordon the other way for the Clippers. Wants to take it at Aldridge. Foul is going to be on LaMarcus on the drive by Gordon. This has not been terrific basketball so far, but Portland with a 2-point lead.
And normally they are a jump shooting team, and the only one that'll get really to the foul line a lot is Zach Randolph. And the Blazers doing a nice job of making sure both big guys, they leave Camby and help out underneath.
Batum comes to help on the double on Baron Davis. That leaves Randolph open. Now here's Eric Gordon for three, trying to make Portland pay for leaving him, and he throws it up short. And Blake brings it back for Portland. Baron Davis went for the steal. That leaves the Clipper defense short-handed momentarily.
Davis will do that a lot. One of these steal leaders in his career in the NBA.
Roy hit. They'll count it if it goes. Yes, sir. Did Rodney Mott count it? Oh, no, he did not. It says inbound on the side.
Now, there is the word with the C. It's continuation. And that sure looked like continuation because his direct move was to the basket when he got bumped.
Roy and Aldridge high pick and roll. And now comes Prisbilla to give Roy a pick. Brandon down the middle. Aldridge to Blake. Shot clock at 3. Blake had to throw it up. Threw it up short. Here comes Freddie Jones in transition. Blazers back well defensive. Jones trying to draw the foul on Batum and does. Nicholas Batum and backpedaling and with the arms straight up. But he'll get the foul, and that's going to be his second.
Well, there was a time that Freddie Jones was one of those guys on the break who would just try to take the rim off on dunks. He was a high flyer. He's lost a little bit of his hops, but he still has a nice imagination on how to get to the foul line off the fast break. He'll create something and make you foul him.
Third team foul on Portland, and the 2 goes to the bench. Travis Outlaw in. Former Blazer Brian Skinner will check in for the Clippers following the first free throw attempt by former Blazer Freddie Jones. A lot of ties between these two teams.
Oh, absolutely. Brian Skinner had 21 last night against Sacramento.
Career high.
Yeah, they didn't have Zach Randolph, so he took Zach's place, and they got him the ball, and he scored.
To get back to what I was talking about a moment ago with the TV truck, normally the guys have all day to set up everything.
And
here
they need a whole day.
In the truck, and they only had about an hour today. So the fact that we're on the air is amazing in itself, and consider what we're dealing with here today. As we will take the break, 6:11 left here in the opening quarter. Trailblazers 1 for 9 shooting to start this ball game, and we're tied at
5. Hey, ready to go.
Dude, drag? Nacho drag. But we can get nachos at the game, man.
Yeah, okay, for like $6. I've got 3, 5, and 7 layer nachos, all for less than $1. Got them at Taco Bell.
Are you wearing makeup?
Don't judge me.
3 incredible nachos, 3 incredible prices. Only $79, $89, and 99 cents at Taco Bell. Why pay more?
Brakes. The most important system in your car. If you're experiencing symptoms of worn brakes, noise or grinding, pulsation, brake grab, or if your brake pedal needs excessive pressure, come into Les Schwab for a free brake inspection. If your brakes need service, we do it right, we do it complete. Repairing, resurfacing, replacing, and adjusting. All backed by our full parts and labor guarantee. Les Schwab Brake Service. If we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it.
Does someone in your family take a generic prescription? Well, here's good news from Fred Meyer. You can get a typical 30-day prescription of over 300 generic medications for just $4, or get a typical 90-day prescription for just $10. Either way, you'll save. And because it's Fred Meyer, you'll also save time and gas with Freddy's original and still best one-stop shopping. Fred Meyer, what's on your list today?
Well, the Blazers are 1 for 9. They've missed 8 straight. The Clippers are 1 for 7. They've missed 6 straight. Not exactly a clinic so far. Fred Meyer and KGW want you to help our local youth nonprofits and bring brand new sports equipment to the game against the Thunder on Monday night. Stop by your local Fred Meyer store, pick up a new basketball, football, or other piece of sports equipment. Donation bins will be available at the store or at the game. For more info, visit trailblazers.com/makeitbetter. Some Blazer fans in gear. You have to be quite as brave to wear Blazer gear at a Clipper game, especially tonight where there are so many Blazer fans in the building.
It's amazing. I was shocked when the Blazers came out about 2 hours ago to warm up right after they put the floor down. And all the Blazer fans, they opened the doors and it looked like it was a Blazer home game.
A lot of signs, everything else. Of course, last night, the Rose Garden in rare form with all the signs for the Laker game. Here's Blake, gets it back. It's a pick from Prisbilla. Travis Outlaw in for Batum, short on the jumper. And the Blazers now 1 for 10. Not the start that Nate McMillan had hoped for. Fortunately, the Clippers have not made him pay. As Eric Gordon goes inside, fouls Prisbilla. Gets the foul on Prisbilla, that is, and will shoot a free throw for a three-point play. So Eric Gordon, the impressive rookie, already with 4, trying to make it 5 here.
And we mentioned the 4 games in 5 nights. And sometimes your legs, it takes a while for your legs to get awake in that last game of the series. And the Blazers, you wonder if they get behind by 18 like they did twice in those 4 games, can they fight back? And I would think I wouldn't want to get down by that much.
3 straight games, the Trailblazers have fallen behind by double digits and have come back to win. They lead the NBA in coming back to win after facing double-digit deficits. Prisbilla gets fouled. A nice pass on the pick and roll by Steve Blake. 18 times now this season, Portland has come from behind, down by double digits to win, and 3 straight, obviously, as I mentioned.
And we made one of our keys to the game, the bench. When you're in a situation like this, you just have to draw from your bench. A guy like Greg Oden gets in there with his strength. Like this lineup right now, Skinner would have to foul him. And Skinner is known for a guy that'll whack you. And Greg has really done a nice job the last 2 games staying out of foul trouble because in April he was averaging almost 5 fouls a game, but the last 2 games he's brought that down.
Blazers still with just 1 field goal, and it was their first one from Aldridge, the first attempt. Here's Randolph, way long with the jumper. Baron Davis grabs the long miss. Now takes the jumper over Blake, tough angle, and hit it.
Once again, they were looking to double-team Zach, so there was no one on the weak side to rebound. It was Blake against Davis.
Aldridge long with the jumper. Rebound Zach Randolph. And you're right. I mean, you talk about back-to-backs. That's one thing. Blazers play back-to-backs. They're used to it. But the 4 games in 5 nights is where it really gets tough, and that's where they're at right now. Eric Gordon hits the long 2, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, Blazers are emotionally drained. You're coming off back-to-back wins over the Spurs and Lakers, coming from behind in both to get it, and then you have to go on the road to face a Clipper team that has 19 wins. A little bit different. There's Roy getting to the rim, a little higher percentage shot, and that gets Portland field goal number 2.
Well, against this team, it's got to be, they have people that can defend LaMarcus pretty well. They have no one that can defend Roy. It's not like Houston and Battier and Artest. So Roy's got to be the guy that has the energy tonight to score.
Randolph 0 for 5 meanwhile. Here's Aldridge, fades over Zach and hits. So back-to-back for Portland. Aldridge with 6 and the Blazers within 1.
We said they give up 104 a game, so they're not one of the best defensive teams in the NBA not by a long shot.
Eric Gordon catch and shoot. He's starting to feel a little bit, but off the mark there, and Prisbilla the rebound. Who would have thought the Blazers be playing tonight with such flashbacks from recent years past with Darius Miles watching courtside and Zach Randolph on the floor. Because here's Blake. And Mike Dunleavy coaching, of course, at the other end.
Sure.
I don't want to mention Fred Jones because he doesn't belong in that category. Here's Roy. Fades baseline or fades at the angle, and his tough shot with the shot clock winding down. So Roy with 5, second field goal.
And once Freddie Jones goes out, then they will be checking Roy. He does a fairly good job on Roy.
Davis to Skinner. Again, as you mentioned, Brian Skinner, a career high 21 last night. Now going to go to work on Prisbilla. Travel before he hit the shot, and that would have been Joel's second foul. Greg Oden and Rudy Fernandez will check in following the timeout as the Blazers snap back and now have a 1-point lead. And keep in mind, Portland shooting 4 for 14 from the field here in this first quarter.
Think you have what it takes to host the ultimate outdoor show on Comcast Sportsnet? This is a casting call for all men and women interested in hosting a new reality series. The winner will get to host their very own TV show on Comcast Sportsnet, featuring some of the greatest outdoor activities of the Northwest. Do you have what it takes? For more details and a full application, visit csnnw.com. Comcast Sportsnet. Game on.
At Spirit Mountain, it's time for celebration. Join us this month in celebrating the grand opening of the Raindrops Nightclub and the Mountain View Sports Bar. Use your Coyote Club card and earn chances to win cash or prizes, including all-inclusive vacations, NFL and MD.
My new Ford Fusion. We found that Ford's fuel economy makes quite a story when you talk to the people who drive one.
The gas mileage on the Ford Focus is amazing. The Escape had the best gas mileage for a small SUV.
To not have to stop as much for gas is always going to be a pleasant surprise.
I was really surprised that I was able to get so far on so little.
Visit a Ford dealer to see our complete lineup of fuel-efficient vehicles.
Now with $2,500 cash back, pay under $13,200 for an 09 Focus. That's $2,500 cash back on Focus. See your Northwest Ford stores today.
Neither team shooting a high percentage. Clippers 31%, Portland 29%, but the Blazers a 1-point lead here in the final regular season road game. As we take you now to the Aflac trivia question. Coach Rice?
Yes.
What Blazer recently said, if he was not playing in the NBA, he would likely be in the NFL.
Ooh, I think you mentioned that the other night on the air.
I was hoping you would remember.
I listened to you.
That's good. Greg Oden in for Portland.
And I'm going to start getting serious about this Aflac.
Is that Tina Fey with a Blazer jersey on?
Oh, yes, it is.
It's not, but you could think it
really
is.
Looks like it, yeah. Or it's the governor of Alaska.
You could a lot of similarity there as well.
Yeah, sure.
Here's Oden up top for Portland. Greg, a solid game last night. They try and post up Travis Outlaw against Baron Davis, who's a strong guard. Travis now fades foul line and hits. So there's that bench for Portland, and your X factors in the game too in Greg Oden.
And I like the fact that as soon as Davis got on Travis Outlaw, he went down low. He wouldn't have done that earlier in this year or past year. Now they've worked with it.
Stripped away, Oden inside, as LaMarcus Aldridge those quick hands inside, and Steve Blake down low.
Boy, Greg Oden came up limping a little bit. He must have just hit something.
Outlaw this time blocked by Baron Davis, but gets it back. Now takes a shot with the shot clock at 4. Oden the offensive rebound and a new clock. Blake hesitates out top, has it knocked away out of bounds. Looks like off Blake's leg. I'm not sure it ever hit Blake's leg. Here's what happened the other way with Oden. Oden rolled that right ankle when he stepped on Aldridge's foot. Didn't look too bad. Rudy takes it away from Fred Jones up top. The underhanded pass to Sergio. Takes the hit and he's fouled. Free throws coming for Sergio Rodriguez. The quick hands of Rudy Fernandez. As Greg's still wincing a bit, as you can see, as he sets up down low. But so far, not asking out, and the Blazer bench not
I don't
concerned about it either.
I don't think they saw the replay that we watched.
No.
And Freddie Jones told Sergio, at Barlow High School, I used to eat guys up that tried to lay it up on me. Now I have to foul them.
And Sergio says, don't bother me, I'm shooting free throws.
Freddie down with 2 fouls.
Alex Acker checks in for the Clips. Freddie Jones with his 2 fouls has to go to the bench. And Sergio misses a pair. Blazers 5 for 8 from the free throw line to start this game, but still a 3-point lead in a game that has not been good offensively for either team so far. Mike Taylor in as well for the Clippers.
And somebody better stick a hand up like Barry Gordon, because he is making a big push for Rookie of the Year.
He's got 9 points here in the first quarter. Here's Rudy for 3. Little short. Rebound Chris Kaman inside. Clippers try and regain the lead on this possession. Long with the jumper and the rebound Aldridge.
See, they didn't have Kaman, they didn't have Camby to hit the defensive boards for him, so that was a real weakness. Now with them back, they get in there and rebound.
Oh, Sergio got around Chris Kaman, kind of surprised him with his speed and laid it in. So Sergio gets his first field goal.
And that's what Nate was talking about. Sergio is a guy that can get his own shot. Now, he's always looking for people to pass it to.
Ryan Skinner allowed to take the shot from the outside. Chris Kaman's been in the key a while. And Greg Oden grabs the miss. Good defense by Aldridge.
Sure was. Kaman a little rusty, and you didn't expect that. All the games he's missed this year.
Sergio to Rudy. They zip it inside. Oden with Skinner on him.
And will foul him.
They bring a double. Blazers swing it. There'll be somebody open. It's Outlaw. Nice job by Gordon to get back. Travis missed the jumper. Rebound Kaman. Shot clock is off. Blazers do not have a foul to give, if you're wondering. That's why Sergio didn't take it there. 5 seconds. Waiting an awful long time to get this play started. Finally, a three-pointer by Taylor. Didn't even want to shoot it, and it went in. Here's Sergio. Don't think it'll count if it goes, and it almost went. But Taylor ties the game with an excuse-me three-pointer out top. And we'll go to the second. Tied at 17. Portland 6 for 20 shooting in that opening quarter. And 5 for 8 from the free throw line as Zach Randolph and the Clippers looking to make it back-to-back wins. That's been a rarity this year. 17 all from LA.
Show your Trailblazers spirit in the Joe Sports Outdoor and More Where in the World promotion. All season long, fans have been submitting their photos wearing Trailblazers gear from all over the world. So to take it up a notch, Alaska Airlines and their new nonstop service to Maui starting in August will be giving you a chance to win round-trip tickets to Maui, 3 nights hotel, and $500 spending cash. So submit your photo in Trailblazers gear to trailblazers.com and you could be taking your next photo in Maui, courtesy of Alaska Airlines.
It's so nice to have company after the accident.
What is it?
Someone paid me cash.
But who?
Who?
Affleck.
Who pays you cash when you're hurt and missing work?
Affleck. Cash to help with expenses that health insurance doesn't cover. Like the mortgage, gas, and food.
Affleck.
What now? Someone's standing on my foot. Who could it be?
Pacific Office Automation, the West's #1 office technology dealer. Over 30 years of award-winning sales, service, and customer support, featuring the most respected names in state-of-the-art office technology. Whether your company is small or large, Pacific Office Automation is the name to trust for all your document imaging needs. Locally owned, nationally recognized, the one name to remember, Pacific Office Automation.
You know what America needs? We need a comeback. So let's put on our rally caps and dig in. At Chevy, we're reinventing the ownership experience, introducing the Total Confidence Plan. Everything you need to get into your next Chevy with total confidence. Go to ChevyConfidence.com for details. Here's more good news to boost your confidence. Qualified buyers get 0% APR for 60 months on select Silverado models.
See your Northwest Chevy dealer or visit ChevyDealer.com.
Blazers looking to pick up their 20th road victory of the season here tonight and 52nd overall, but we're tied at 17 after 1. Well, against the Denver Nuggets on Wednesday, the Blazers will be holding an in-game silent auction benefiting the Make It Better Fund, where you can bid on exclusive autographed items, including autographed All-Star gear, plus much more. To find out how you can contribute to the Make It Better Fund, visit trailblazers.com/makeitbetter as we throw it down to Rebecca Harlow.
And Mike, with all the Clipper injuries this season, their defense is still very inconsistent, both in transition and defending the pick and roll. So it is absolutely no surprise that Nate is telling the guys right now, our bigs need to sprint into pick and rolls and we need to attack the basket. Right now the Blazers are running their offense from the perimeter when he wants them getting inside where there's no one to stop them.
Thanks, Rebecca. And the Clipper defense has been very good, Mike Rice. We talk about Portland defense, but Clippers doing a nice job of chasing Portland all over the places. Rodriguez had the turnover a moment ago, threw the ball high to Oden. A little bit too high. Here's Aldridge.
Well, they'll keep their big guys fresh.
Oh, Aldridge score the bucket, and he's fouled. The spin move baseline to clear some room. They're throwing double teams at Aldridge, and that time it didn't bother him.
Brian Skinner hasn't seen this move, and that's why Aldridge just was a one dribble guy, and then if he didn't get his jump shot, now he can get to the rim.
I think Darius Miles liked that. He's texting someone about the move. I'm not sure he's seen a play of this game.
He's been texting the whole quarter, first quarter.
There he is. We'll continue to keep you abreast on the activities of Darius Miles during this first half. And Aldridge misses the free throw. Portland 5 for 9. Shooting at the free throw line. I brought that stat up, I think, last week about how Portland had been so good at the free throw line lately, and ever since then they haven't been, so enough of that time. Here's Skinner. Squares up on Oden, lost the ball, but there was Kamen. Kamen into Oden, and he scores.
Everybody tries just to put their head down and go right at Oden. Normally you wouldn't with a shot blocker, but the reputation is that he'll foul you. So everyone tries to draw fouls. That's tough on a young rookie in the NBA.
Here's Outlaw working against a rookie in Eric Gordon. Fades in the middle of the key, missed it short. Travis starts the game 1 for 6. Here's Acker on the break, lost the ball. Sergio might have got a piece of it. Here comes Portland back. Clippers back defensively, trying to set Rudy up for the 3. With the Clippers right there, so Portland will set it up.
They've got 3 small guards in there, and Travis is being checked by Gordon.
Kamen is on Aldridge. Zip pass to Rudy, but it was at his feet. Shot clock at 2, got to put it up. Fernandez fades. That's off the mark. Portland's woes from the field continues. 7 for 23, 30%. Fortunately, Clippers aren't much better at 35%. And Brandon Roy will check in for Portland. LaMarcus Aldridge, this is the time of the game when he always goes out to get his rest.
Now Gordon will be on Brandon Roy. Travis will move, and they'll have to have Skinner check Travis out there. So you can go to Roy or Outlaw against Skinner and Eric Gordon. There's a couple advantages out there for the Blazers.
Foul's going to be on Fernandez. The hold on Eric Gordon. He was trying to work around a Kamen pick. Is this a case of playing to the level of your competition, or is it the result of the last of 4 games in 5 nights and being drained mentally and physically for Portland?
I think a little of both. I really do. I don't see the gleam in the eye of the Blazers that they had last night, but you can't expect it. It's not a playoff game, and it's against somebody that's won 16 games. So they have to get
19.
it going.
Let's not take them away. When
That's right.
Count them on
They're trying to get 20.
Your toes. Taylor inside, throws up a wild shot against Oden. Greg trying to grab the rebound, and he's fouled by Taylor. Don't see that every day. Well, guard called for a foul on Greg Oden.
He's like Westbrook. Remember the guard for Oklahoma City? Russell, yes.
Russell's a lot bigger than Mike Taylor.
Yeah, but they both have that same instincts. They hit the offensive board and not get back on defense.
Back door goes Rudy. It's just going to be Sergio from Rudy. A little exchange there on the back door. It's the other way around usually. It's Sergio to Rudy, but this time Rudy gives the pass. Great passer.
Hey, come.
A couple of field goals off the bench for Sergio. Mike Taylor tries a hook shot over Greg. That's not going to work either. Rebound Brandon Roy.
Boy, Mike Taylor he'll be out of the game real shortly. As Dunleavy can't take many of those shots.
Here's Roy. They stay with the double team. Sergio down the middle. A floater. Oh, Oden there to finish it. Kamen caused the initial miss, but him leaving left a path for Oden.
Sure, and that's once again Sergio fitting in. Sergio, since they made the decision to play him strictly and not Bayless, Sergio has calmed down and really playing well.
He is. 8:37 left here in the first half as Greg Oden off the bench rolled that ankle a little bit earlier, but not showing any signs of it so far. The nice finish here. Blazers by 4.
Treat yourself to breakfast at McDonald's. Stop by and get 2 fresh, hot, tasty Egg McMuffin breakfast sandwiches for only $3. It's a delicious way to fill up and get your day started for less. Only at McDonald's. 'Miller Paint. Your color, our paint. Treat yourself to breakfast at McDonald's. Stop by and get 2 fresh, hot, tasty Egg McMuffin breakfast sandwiches for only $3. It's a delicious way to fill up and get your day started for less. Only at McDonald's.
4-point Portland lead, 8:37 left here in the first half from Los Angeles. Blazers played the Lakers at home last night, now the Clippers here in LA. Well, kids, come check out the first ever Northwest Pro Sports Camp hosted by the Blazers, Seahawks, and Sounders. From June 29th through July 2nd, you'll work on basketball, football, and soccer with a player from each team. It should be a blast, so register today at trailblazers.com/makeitbetter.
Were those your words? It could be a blast?
No.
Oh, okay. Because
when I'm reading, man, I'm just...
Yeah, right, because that's something from the past, the blast.
Yeah. No, I'm Ron Burgundy. When you stick it in front of me, babe, I read it.
That's it.
Clippers back on the floor. They're shooting just 7 for 22 in this first half. Portland 9 for 26.
And this is the worst thing for Zach Randolph. He can't get a rhythm, and Zach needs to play minutes to get a rhythm on how to score. And now they have Kamen in and Skinner in. They'll
Zach go for 5.
Yeah, they'll rebound better because they keep fresh big guys in the game, but scoring-wise,
Kamen looks to work on Oden. Oden nearly blocks it. Kamen just did beat the outstretched arm of Oden. And Kamen with his second field goal.
See how now Greg is going straight up to the rim, and he's not fouling. He's trying to block shots. That's a good thing, defensive.
Rudy in the corner, didn't have room for the 3. Oden rolls to the hoop, ball kicked. Ooh, it would have been a pass I think Greg would have caught on stride and jammed, as there was some space there.
Tough bounce passes to a guy like Greg are tough. It's better to hit him above his shoulders.
And there it is, just over the fingertips. Oden shot clock at 13 for Portland as Rodriguez out top. Blazers trying to set up a pick and roll with Outlaw. Now Travis has it. Puts a move on Skinner. Goes inside, takes the bump from Taylor and puts it down anyway. Good strong move by Outlaw after a 1-for-6 start. Gets the bucket there, and the Blazers by 4 again.
They keep putting smaller people on Outlaw. They've probably seen that he's strictly an outside shooter, but he's taking him inside a little bit today.
Shot clock at 10. Packer down the middle. Tried to go up and under. Foul going to be on Outlaw. And they're going to get free throws. Second foul on Travis. So Batum and Outlaw, the small forwards, at least Travis normally, but right now playing the 4 spot. They each have 2 fouls.
And normally the Clips don't shoot a lot of foul shots. In fact, they're only San Antonio shoots less free throws. You would think with Parker on the team they would, but they take a lot of jump shots, a lot of 3-pointers, San Antonio. Clips only get like 17 per game. So that's real low in the NBA. But tonight with the smaller lineups they keep throwing at the Blazers with 3 guards, they're trying to get to the rim.
Mike Taylor out, Baron Davis back in for the Clippers. And a couple of free throws have pulled the Clippers back to within 2.
As soon as Roy came back in the game, Freddie Jones got up off the bench to check him.
Sergio turns the corner on Baron Davis. Rudy wouldn't take the 3, instead gives the long 2 to Outlaw, and that's off the mark. And Skinner with the matchup inside on Outlaw, trying to set up, but they swung the ball. Now Baron. Shot clock had a little good defense by Outlaw. Shot clock was down inside single digits, and Travis Outlaw the good defense on Skinner.
Yeah, Skinner knows how to seal you off. He'll get the ball inside. You can't give him too many like that.
Zip pass inside. Not a good one. Portland turns it over. 4 on 3. Baron Davis delivers the ball to Sergio Rodriguez and lays it in. And with that, they tie the game. And Nate McMillan says we need a timeout. As Portland with 4 turnovers here in the first half and still not shooting a high percentage. Just 10 for 28, 36%. Baron Davis, the strong move there to tie the game.
Blazers, go ahead and blaze them, no hesitation, it's our time. This is not promotion, I'm just down for Portland, keeping it scorching, we gon' shine.
It's time to rise, get up, let's rise up. It's time to rise, get up, let's rise up. It's time to rise, get up, let's rise up. It's time to rise, get up, let's rise up. And blow the roof off, the crowd screaming playoffs. Take it game by game and you will reach that goal. If not the potentially the youngest in the league, no iron team, so rise with us if you believe. Rise with us, just like that. In the midst of a few years, we got our team back. Rise with us, adversity had us on track. Work hard, determination, strive hard to be a champ. Rise with us, rise with us, rise with us, rise with us. If not the potentially the youngest in the league, no iron team, so rise with us if you believe. Rise with us.
They calling them Blazers, go ahead and blaze them, no hesitation, it's our time.
It's time to rise, get up, let's rise up. It's time to rise, get up, let's rise up. It's time to rise, get up, let's rise up. It's time to rise, get up, let's rise up.
Welcome back to Los Angeles, where we are all tied up at 25 apiece. Mike and Mike, along with the increased wins this year, there has been an increase in communication. Nate McMillan is telling me that he's made an effort to talk a lot more with Brandon Roy off the floor to get a pulse about how the team is feeling. We saw a great example of it last night on the bus when we arrived. The coaches said that there was going to be a team meeting today at 11. Well, there was a quick groan from Brandon Roy in the back who said, how about 12? And that meeting was quickly changed to noon. Brandon Roy says that the trust between All-Star and coach has made this team so much stronger this year, and he thinks it's really been adding to the wins, that there's been a lot more communication, guys.
You think it would have worked if Mike Rice would have groaned and said, how about the flight leaves at 4 instead of 3?
They said, sure, you come Coach. At 4 and you'll take commercial.
Well, and the thing about it is, you think in cases like that, when you give your team a voice, that perhaps a young team might take advantage of a situation like that, but the rest of the Blazers also understand that it's Brandon's team.
Sure.
And he does have the leadership skills and the respect of his teammates enough to make those kind of decisions, and everybody falls right in line with whatever Brandon wants, and Coach McMillan, of course.
And there's a couple of guys that aren't in Blazer uniforms that are here tonight. One, Zach Randolph, and the guys sitting across that found out it was Brandon's team. And they didn't want any skullduggery.
What?
Yeah.
Skinner up top, down to Baron Davis. Portland, though, really a chance to put some distance between themselves and the Clippers. Came and knocked away by Aldridge. Now Roy has it. Portland trying to create an advantage on the fast break. Blake with it. Now to Roy. Clippers, though, allowed to hang around so far.
Yeah, Nate doesn't want them just standing there with the ball, not doing anything. He wants them to go right at him.
Prisbilla picks up the ball after it was knocked away from Aldridge and then knocked away from him, and he put it up and in. So got a rebound and a field goal out of it. Blazers on top by 3.
This is not the first quarter either if you look at the scoreboard. It hasn't been a lot of good scoring opportunities.
Rebound Presbill off the anchor miss. Marcus Camby and Zach Randolph will check back in next dead ball. Zach 0 for 5 in the game. Camby 0 for 1. Back door goes Roy. What a pass. And the jam. Steve Blake led him perfectly. Roy caught up and threw it down. Beautiful. Roy with 8 first-half points.
A little head motion by Steve Blake. One of our matchup guys tonight. Well-deserved.
5 straight points for Portland. Here's Baron Davis at the angle inside to Kamen. Acker in the corner, steps into Presbilla, missed the shot. Rebound ripped down by Aldridge. Maybe this is that point where Portland can build a bit of a lead, and you don't want to let under 500 teams, and in this case way under 500 teams, think they can hang with you. Roy inside, shouldered off Acker, delivered the ball to Presbilla, and he scores.
Yeah, they've got Zach Randolph coming in. The Blazers want to take advantage because they'll end up throwing the ball into Zach the next 3 or 4 possessions once he gets in there.
Davis intended that for Kamen, who never rolled to the hoop. Here's Roy in transition. Acker trying to pick his pocket and successfully does. Brandon saying he was fouled as Skinner has it for the Clippers. Blazers had advantage there with a 4-on-3.
Sure did. Oh, they came from behind. Kamen real tricky with the post moves.
Outside shot by Kamen is down.
When he first came in from Central Michigan, he came out his junior year, had no moves. Now the guy...
He had that long hair, though.
Yeah, he did. But I'll tell you, if they get everyone healthy, they're going to be a pretty good ball club next year.
Blake turns the corner, trying to beat Baron Davis. Gives to the trailing Aldridge. He was going to try and throw it down. He was fouled by Skinner hard. So free throws coming, but you like the aggressiveness by Aldridge to go right at the rim. Banged his arm on the rim. As here's the backdoor pass from Blake to Roy. Beautiful there. And here's the pass again. Blake dropping it to Aldridge. There's the Skinner obvious foul.
And yet only the underneath official called that. The two that had great looks at it.
That's why it was a late call.
Yes. And the right call, you look at the replay, you see a real whack on the elbow.
Portland, meanwhile, has been struggling from the foul line. Aldridge hits there. Blazers just 7 of 12. Last night, 27 of 37 against the Lakers.
And a lot of the chat rooms on Oregon Live were talking about foul shooting in the playoffs. Would it hurt the Blazers? Well, yes, it would.
When did you read that?
This morning.
It's a little message to those of you on the message boards. Bryce is there with you.
I'm getting their thoughts.
I bet you're out on the beach in Santa Monica.
Well, I had a little bike ride there, too, earlier today.
3:50 left here, first half. It hasn't been a thing of beauty, but Portland starting to build a little bit of a lead.
They're trying to get that ball to Zach.
Zach hasn't had a field goal yet in this first half. Near steal, Rudy got a piece of that. Gordon then has to save, but it turns out as a turnover. Rudy Fernandez. Boy, when he and LaMarcus Aldridge are in the game together, they get more defensive deflections on passes that aren't necessarily crisp or on the money. And Portland forces the turnover here. That's the 8th for the Clippers here in the first half.
Like Utah, the Blazers keep track of deflections. Utah makes kind of a bigger deal about it on clipboard, in the locker room boards.
Aldridge from Roy, short on the jumper, got his own miss. LaMarcus turns on Camby and lays it in.
Once again, Camby goes out of the game and then sits for a long period of time, and now he's a little rusty, has to get back his rhythm.
Zach Randolph, in frustration, throws his headband in Mike Dunleavy's direction and barks some words at his coach. Here's Gordon. Now to Taylor through the middle. Dumps it to Randolph. Presbilla there to deflect it. Rebound off the Zach. Portland ball. Randolph 0 for 6 and frustrated as Joel Presbilla has had him blanketed inside. And a timeout on the floor. 2:53 left here in the first half. Blazers trying to mount a little lead here before the end of the first half.
It was like the most amazing thing. All fiery orange and pink. Birds were singing. It was so surreal.
Yeah, it's called mourning.
I like it.
Morning just got tastier with Subway flatbread omelet sandwiches, like the tasty Western and cheese with Black Forest ham, or the double bacon and cheese. Top it off with a cup of freshly brewed Seattle's best coffee. Subway, eat fresh.
This summer on Comcast Sportsnet.
As the regular season comes to an end, Comcast Sportsnet is still your home for the Portland Trailblazers.
Brandon is the man.
Brandon Roy has done it again.
Tune in all summer long for even more great Blazers programming.
Good handle at Bayless. 10 and 1. Walton on the lob. Oh, he got it in.
All summer long on Comcast Sportsnet.
Your home for the Portland Trailblazers. Game on.
Tony Luffman and Michael Holden inside the home court studio. We'll be with you at the half. Partner, what do you see?
I think the Trailblazers have gotten their legs up under them because it was a slow start, but now enjoy a 9-point lead. When you start the offense away from Brandon Roy, he gets a chance to back cut. Alex Ocker, welcome to the NBA. Brandon Roy working without the ball. We don't see that very much, but ooh, it is impressive.
Very impressive. Back out to Mike, and Rebecca.
All right, thanks, guys. More coming up at halftime from Tony and Michael at our Rose Garden studios. Back home for the final 2 games of the regular season on Monday and Wednesday. So not a lot of time off following the 4 games in 5 nights, the 4-game road trip. Portland, the Trailblazers on an 11-2 run here. And the Blazers have the ball now with a 9-point lead. Blazers did not shoot well in the early going of this ball game. Still trying to break out of that as Roy turns the corner, kicks it out to Blake, an open 3. Short rebound, Camby.
And you almost expect every shot that Blake takes from the corner to go in. That's how reliable he has been.
Had the big shot last night with less than 2 minutes in that Laker game. Here's Randolph still trying to get on the board, and he gets it done here. So Zach 1 for 7 now. First 2 for him.
You knew Dunleavy was going to set a play up for Zach. Otherwise, Zach would have thrown his headband again at him.
Blake goes baseline, lays it up. No, he expected some contact to come. Mad at himself. And here comes Baron Davis. Blazers back well defensively. Davis dumps to Randolph, and he scores. Back-to-back Zach buckets. And the Blazers, who had designs on getting that lead to double figures and would have with that 3-pointer a moment ago, now see their lead at 5.
Yeah, and you knew when Zach came in the ball game, they were going to go away from the guards. The guards were shooting bad shots, and they put Davis in with Zach to get him the ball.
Here's Aldridge against a good defender, obviously, and Marcus Camby. Aldridge up and under, move goes Glass, and just took this good defensive player and took him to school.
Remember, this guy is one of the leading shot blockers career-wise, active players in the NBA. Marcus Camby, and that was a great up and under move.
14 first half points for Aldridge.
And look at how he's overplaying Zach so he can't get the ball.
Now he has it. Back to Gordon. Blazers rushing him. Gordon goes under, misses the shot. Blake grabs the rebound. We approach the 1-minute mark here in the first half from the Staples Center. 4th and final meeting for these two teams this season. Roy fouled by Baron Davis. Got him on the arm as he started his move. And that'll be 5 team fouls in the Clips. So Portland shooting free throws now. Watch the move by Aldridge to get around Camby here.
He's setting him up. Nice little. He was looking for a jump shot, and he faded into the basket. You were right, MB. That was a great move. And the Blazers on offense now are making Davis and Zach play the pick and roll defense. And I think Nate learned a lot about that using the 2-guard for the pick and roll in the Olympics. He found that the Europeans do it all the time. They use their small forward and 2-guard to dribble in the pick and roll.
Roy, though, misses the second free throw. Mike Taylor loses the ball. Then gets a little push on Roy. Brandon bullies his way to the hoop and scores. Took it right through Gordon and through Taylor and laid it in. Roy with 11 points here in this first half. Just 3 of 6 at the free throw line, meanwhile.
Yeah, he just muscled the youngster who was trying to get his body in there.
Davis to Canby, rejected by Aldridge. Portland 2-on-1. Blake to Rudy for the jam with the right hand.
And the fans are Rudy, Rudy.
You can hear the roar every time Portland scores, and I'm telling you, we've talked about it before, but a ton of Blazer fans here in Los Angeles tonight.
Davis will probably take it one-on-one with no pick.
Blazers had a foul to give. Roy took it up top. You don't want Brandon Roy to have to take the foul that you had to give, but in that case, he hadn't had one. You know that Brandon knew that he didn't have a foul yet. Here's the block by Aldridge. Camby didn't even see him there. And then the pass to Fernandez on the break from Blake. And the jam. So the Lakers will inbound, 4 seconds left. Rudy the steal, 3 seconds, can he catch it? Fernandez at the rim, fouled, and he scores with 1/10 of a second left.
And Rudy Fernandez has improved his defense just by leaps and bounds over the last month and a half. He really is out in the passing lanes looking for steals like he did just then.
No, you throw a lazy pass, he's going to get it, and Fernandez. Remember the Phoenix game where he scored 5 points in the final 3 seconds of the quarter? This is similar. He had the dunk from Blake and then gets the free throw here. What a run by Portland to end the second quarter and send the Clippers, who only have 19 wins on the season, to the locker room with no confidence about their chances in this ball game. Portland trying to make it 52-28 with a victory here tonight and trying to win the season series from the Clippers yet again. Tony Leffman, Michael Holden coming up after the break. Stay tuned.
Guys like Bill Markham just don't know when to quit. For 52 years, Bill's family has grown barley for Coors Banquet beer, making sure only the finest high country barley goes into brewing full-flavored Banquet. American farmers work hard. So does Coors. And we appreciate guys like Bill, because there's no quitting us either. Coors, the Banquet beer.
Now more than ever, it's important to look for the best values when you shop. So look for Owner's Choice special values at Bi-Mart. Right now, get Pacific Crest Solid Albacore Tuna for just 99 cents a can. Stock up on MD Bath Tissue. The 12-roll package is a special value at only $5.99. You can save on a garden tractor battery. It's just $24.99. Enjoy backyard bird watching with Audubon Park Birdseed for only $5.99 a bag. Count on Bi-Mart and Owner's Choice special values. It's exactly why Bi-Mart's just right for the Northwest.
You know what America needs? We need a comeback. So let's put on our rally caps and dig in. At Chevy, we're reinventing the ownership experience, introducing the Total Confidence Plan. Everything you need to get into your next Chevy with total confidence. Go to ChevyConfidence.com for details. Here's more good news to boost your confidence. Qualified buyers get 0% financing for 60 months on Malibu.
See your Northwest Chevy dealer or visit ChevyDealer.com.
It's time for the McDonald's halftime report. The Blazers leading the Clippers 46-31, starting it at the defensive end, and Rudy Fernandez finishing it at the offensive end. The Blazers exploding in the second quarter and taking a double-digit lead to the break. Welcome inside the home court studio, Tony Leffman and Michael Holden. Partner was a little bit anxious there after the first quarter. Things seem to be headed in the right direction now.
Well, they're headed in the right direction because the Trailblazers are playing better defense and staying more connected.
Now, talk to us about the Blazers in the paint. It's been a key area of success, and they continue to work well in the paint.
Well, at both ends, the Trailblazers are contesting and changing shots, but when LaMarcus goes to the low block, he just seems to add a new move every night. Here's a spin move in the middle of the lane, and then here's a miscue, but he stays with the play. LaMarcus and Joel, kind of a baby twin power type effort, but it's the painted area slipping the screen, getting high percentage looks. It's second chance points though, Tony. Defense and second chance points is how the Trailblazers have gotten their arms around this game.
The Blazers out shooting the Clippers 46% to 36%, really getting the best of it on the offensive end and defensive end too. Now, Greg Oden in this game, Michael, the more we see him play, the more comfortable he becomes, the more of a factor he is.
Well, he's starting to look playoff ready because he's staying on the floor for longer stretches. And I think it started a couple of nights ago when he got his second foul and Nate McMillan allowed him to play through. Greg Oden seemed to be a little more bouncy and confident on the floor. Here he's getting out of the area rebounds. He comes from behind, the block out doesn't work, gets an extra possession for the Trailblazers. Now he slips down the middle of the lane and tip dunk. Again, that's covering distance with power and authority.
In his last 3 games, he has really been contributing. A monster big man. The more minutes he plays, the more impact he has. It's just that simple. 9 and 6 over 22 minutes a game in his last 3. And so far tonight, he has 2 points and 4 rebounds. So 16 double-doubles. Greg Oden really an impact player as a rookie. Now defensively, Michael, the Blazers really made an impact, especially in the second quarter.
And defense is the most important thing you want to see improve as you get playoff ready. Everybody rallying to the ball. Rudy Fernandez becomes a dunk blocker. Hadn't seen that before. But the Trailblazers are active, alive, and connected because, look, everybody's 1 foot in the paint on that dribble penetration move by Zach Randolph. Look at everybody flipping at the ball. Everybody's rallying to the ball, contesting, chesting up, blocking shots, changing shots, and getting out and running. That is impressive to see, Tony, this late in the year. Everybody rallying to the ball. And then Rudy, the one-hand finish on the break, that's new too.
Very active at the defensive end. The Blazers playing with a lot of energy. Remember, this is their 4th game in 5 nights. They're playing with great energy on this night. Let's take our first time out here at halftime, and when we come back, we'll look around the rest of the NBA. The score at intermission at Staples: Blazers 46, Clippers 31.
What are you doing?
Wild Horse presents Forbidden Boredom.
This looks dreadfully boring. Fear not! It's Wild Horse to the rescue.
There's always something exciting going on at Wild Horse. Give the slots a spin, hit the tables, play through our golf course, dig into great food, and enjoy live entertainment. Bye-bye boredom.
Quick, to my chariot.
I call first.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino. How do you play?
This is my new Ford Fusion.
We found that Ford's fuel economy makes quite a story when you talk to the people who drive one.
The gas mileage on the Ford Focus is amazing. The Escape had the best gas mileage for a small SUV.
To not have to stop as much for gas is always going to be a pleasant surprise.
I was really surprised that I was able to get so far on so little.
Visit a Ford dealer to see our complete lineup of fuel-efficient vehicles.
Now with $2,500 cash back, pay under $13,200 for an 09 Focus. That's $2,500 cash back on Focus. See your Northwest Ford stores today.
Does someone in your family take a generic prescription? Well, here's good news from Fred Meyer. You can get a typical 30-day prescription of over 300 generic medications for just $4, or get a typical 90-day prescription for just $10. Either way, you'll save. And because it's Fred Meyer, you'll also save time and gas with Freddy's original and still best one-stop shopping. Fred Meyer, what's on your list today?
This copyrighted telecast of the NBA may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise used without the written consent of the NBA. Log on to NBA.com immediately following the game for live press conferences and video highlights.
The McDonald's halftime report rolls on. LaMarcus Aldridge making it look easy in spite of the contact. 46-31, the Blazers with the halftime edge in their final road game of the regular season, making it look easy, up double digits. Welcome back inside the home court studio. Tony Luffman and Michael Holden. Time to look around the rest of the NBA. 6 other games on this evening. Let's take a look at highlights. We take you to Energy Solutions Arena, where the Jazz were entertaining the Warriors. Keep in mind, the Warriors, nothing to play for, but they're playing with intensity anyway. CJ Watson, game high 38 points The Jazz appear headed for the number 8 spot in the Western Conference playoff picture. Carlos Boozer with the layup, 25 for the Duke grad. Darren Williams, good in spite of the defensive pressure, 26 and 14 assists, but it would be Golden State on this night in Salt Lake City. Anthony Morrow up and over the top, following and scoring. 13 points for him, the final. Golden State 118, Utah 108. Michael, tell them what they won.
A surprising road win.
Shocking indeed. Here are the other scores tonight. Indy beats Detroit, New Jersey over Orlando. Phoenix wins at Minnesota. Former Blazers Sebastian Telfair with 21 points. Charlotte and Chicago, a 7-point win for the Bulls. Ben Gordon goes for 39. Milwaukee over OKC. And Golden State beats Utah. Michael, talking about this game, the Blazers in the first half, more turnovers than assists. We don't see that a lot.
No, the Trailblazers usually share the ball and get assists in record numbers. But the Clippers have more turnovers than assists also, which speaks volumes about the level that this game has been played at. But the Trailblazers have been great on the offensive board, 6-1 over the Clippers and second chance points. And that's how they've pulled away. But look for the Trailblazers to settle down and play better this half.
Now talk to us about Brandon Roy and his performance. We continue to marvel at what he does night after night. You don't sneak up on anyone when you're a two-time All-Star, yet he continues to deliver. How?
Well, he's just a special player, and he plays well with the ball. He's established that, and that's what made him an all-star. What we're seeing tonight, though, we haven't seen a lot of, is the offense starting away from Brandon Roy and him making cuts, backdoor cuts without the ball. We saw it in the last game against the Lakers going along the baseline. Now he's starting to be not a decoy, but giving everybody else the spacing to operate.
And you mentioned Brandon Roy. You have to also talk about LaMarcus Aldridge in the same breath. The leaders of this team. LA goes for 14 and 7 in the first half. He's a plus 15 in the plus minus. He's really coming into his own too. Kevin Pritchard talked about that on the pregame show.
Yeah, Kevin Pritchard alluded to just over the last 2 months how much LaMarcus Aldridge has improved. And it helps Brandon Roy when LaMarcus Aldridge runs the floor and when he posts up and when he picks and pops, because it stretches the defense.
These guys are so much fun to watch. They're only in their third year. Just spectacular growth and development in a hurry in the association. 46-31, Blazers with a comfortable 15-point lead on the Clips. Second half is next. Mike, and Rebecca back after this.
So you telling me Town & Country is the place to get my new ride? Yeah, I've heard of them.
It's no secret that Town & Country offers you great prices with multiple payment options in just minutes. It puts you in control. Visit our locations in Milwaukee and Wilsonville or at drivehomehappy.com.
Town & Country dealerships. They'll make you feel like you're number one.
We are Town & Country dealerships. See us at drivehomehappy.com.
At Spirit Mountain, it's time for celebration. Join us this month in celebrating the grand opening of the Raindrops Nightclub and the Mountain View Sports Bar. Use your Coyote Club card and earn chances to win cash or prizes, including all-inclusive vacations, NFL and NBA.
So nice to have company after the accident.
What is it?
Someone paid me cash.
But who?
Who?
Affleck.
Who pays you cash when you're hurt and missing work?
Affleck. Cash to help with expenses that health insurance doesn't cover. Like the mortgage, gas, and food. Affleck. What now? Someone's standing on my foot. Who could it be?
Brakes. The most important system in your car. If you're experiencing symptoms of worn brakes, noise or grinding, pulsation, brake grab, or if your brake pedal needs excessive pressure, come into Les Schwab for a free brake inspection. If your brakes need service, we do it right, we do it complete. Repairing, resurfacing, replacing, and adjusting, all backed by our full parts and labor guarantee. Les Schwab Brake Service. If we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it.
Portland Trailblazers basketball is being brought to you by your Northwest grown employee-owned Bi-Mart. Just right for the Northwest. By Kia Motors, proud partner of the Portland Trailblazers. Kia, the power to surprise. by Corona and Corona Light, official sponsors of The Timeout. Relax responsibly. By Subway, $5 footlongs at Subway all day, every day. Subway, eat fresh. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you?
And back here in Los Angeles, halftime continuing. Blazers with a 15-point lead over the Clippers. That's as large as the lead has been, and that's thanks to a 10-0 run to end the first half. And the 10-0 run took only a minute 36. As welcome back courtside, Mike Barrett back with Mike Rice. Portland got off to a 1-for-9 shooting start in this ball game, but Rudy Fernandez helped them recover nicely late in the first half.
Yeah, and most of those shots were outside shots, long shots. When Nate McMillan called that timeout, they only took one outside shot after that, one three-pointer, and they outscored them 29-14. So I think Nate got tired of seeing tired legs trying to shoot three-point shots. As you see, the Blazers increase their shooting to 46%. The Blazers 0 for 4, but only one of those 0 for 4 were in the second quarter. Free throw shooting Blazers, that's the weak part, 10 for 16. That's not going to get it done. As you see, turnovers, the Blazers clean that up also in the second quarter. And assists, well, the Blazers have been going a lot of one-on-one, but that's not a bad thing against the Clippers.
No Clippers in double figures. Eric Gordon with 9, Chris Kaman 6 points, and Aldridge 14 in that first half. Brandon Roy with 11. Portland right against Stars. Aldridge 5 for 9. Roy 4 for 5 from the field. And Brandon, though, just 3 for 6 at the free throw line in this game. Northwest Ford Store's keys to the game. This is what you told us before the game would be the keys, and this is how we're doing in the yellow.
Yes, after the first half, Blazers plus 15. That's a good thing. Now the Clippers have to dig down with energy to get back in this game. Blazers shooting 46%, but they're playing better defense, so you don't need to shoot 48%. But I think you will in the second half.
Well, Kia likes to help us get our know our Trailblazers a little better, so let's take a look at tonight's Kia card. And tonight, I think we're going to Steve Blake. Yes, we are. Of course, he won the title at Maryland, and during March Madness, he let his teammates all know as they were talking about their former teams that Blake had the national championship ring. As Kia the power to surprise, as Blake playing some great basketball right now, had a terrific ball game last night against the Lakers. 16 points, 6 assists, no turnovers. He's 5th in the NBA in assist to turnover ratio. Yes. Very efficient.
Absolutely. And maybe, just maybe, might be growing that beard back. I see a little...
He said he had plans on growing it back at least a little bit.
Well, he better do it on the road from what I hear.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Kristen's a big fan of the beard. We'll find out. As we head back to Portland late tonight, and we'll be in town for Easter tomorrow, and then Monday, Oklahoma City at the Rose Garden, Wednesday, the Denver Nuggets, and then the playoffs. And that's the first thing. As we walked over to Blazers owner Paul Allen before the game, we hadn't even gotten a word out, and he said, back in the playoffs. And there he is. Right. So he was, he's thrilled about that.
We told him all of Portland is excited.
Well,
about these
a lot of LA, evidently, judging by the crowd at this ball game tonight. A lot of Blazer fans here, as we have said. Blazers open that lead up to 15, and they get the ball first to start the second half.
Right away, they go from one side of the floor to the other. Keep that defense moving.
Aldridge right around Randolph. Zach, though, the quick hands to knock it away. That was pulling an Aldridge on Aldridge.
Zach is not a shot blocker, so he's like Karl Malone. He tries to get you before you bring the ball up.
Gordon inside, the dunk to Camby. And I know Nate McMillan would love to see a quick start by his team and knock this Clipper team out early in this third quarter. But if you let them hang around, we haven't seen any damage done by Baron Davis yet, very little by Zach Randolph. They are capable. So the sooner you put this game away, the better. If you're Portland, here's Batum, the handoff from Aldridge. Mike Dunleavy wanting to travel on Batum, probably had a point. Here's Aldridge outside, no, there's Villa. He's held off the boards by Marcus Camby.
This is a dangerous Clip team. They've got a lot of offensive weapons on this ball club if they work together. At the end of the second quarter, Zach Randolph was yelling at his teammates, yelling at the coach. He is 2 for 3 in the game, and it looked like or I should say he's 2 for 8, but he was 2 for 3 in that second quarter, and then he didn't touch the ball, so he got really upset.
And here he is with it against Aldridge, asking for help with a pick. Zach going to take it right at Aldridge, leaves it short, rebound tipped, and saved by Fred Jones. Now out to Baron Davis. He lets a 3 go. A little bit short for Davis. Zach inside with the long rebounds, the tips anyway, and Batum steps in and grabs the miss for the rebound for Portland.
Zach is an unbelievable offensive rebounder for a guy that can't jump. He positions himself so well.
Prismilla turns on Randolph, out to Batum. He lets a 3 go, and it's long, and the rebound can be. So Portland misses its first 3 shot attempts to start this second half.
You're opening the door right now for them to get back in.
Randolph misses another close-in shot. And then Prismilla with an accidental elbow on Zach Randolph. And Zach and Joel are buddies from their Blazer days, and certainly no intention there. Zach realizes that. And Steve Javie whistled Prismilla for the foul. And take a look at the rebound by Joel as he turned through and just kind of clipped Zach. I don't think it was quite as bad as Zach made it look. He was trying to get the foul call and got it, although he is bleeding a bit now. So Joel telling him, hey, no hard feelings.
And Zach and Joel are close. They were talking.
Joel was here when Zach came to Portland as a young player. I don't know if it's bleeding or not. They brought a towel out there, but it didn't look like it was hard enough to cut him. Maybe it was one of those pro wrestling things where Zach got hit and then he kind of disappeared for a second and cut himself.
But they are trying to get the ball to Zach, and that's not a good thing for the Blazers because he is a guy that if you give him the ball, he'll score.
And Portland had that miss and was headed the other way. Here's Randolph again, going exclusively to Zach, and this time around and out again. Prismilla is knocked out of bounds by Zach, although they both had a hold of the ball. Should have been a jump ball, it looked like. But instead it ends up for a third opportunity for the Clips.
See, if you get the rebound, you can go down and score on it because they have 3 hitting the offensive boards now. They have no one back. Normally, they're not a good offensive rebounding team. They don't take a lot of shots. They're controlled by Mike Dunleavy most of the time, and he calls the plays.
Trying to inbound to Zach. Davis trying to do it, and now it gets to Fred Jones just before the 5 count. He wants it cleared against Blake. They got a foul on Blake. Says Rodney Bond. So the shot clock will stay at 19. And that is the second team foul on Portland here in the quarter.
Yeah, they're usually they'll start out well, the Clippers, and then they get mad at each other and start going one-on-one instead of passing. So you have to fight through this early part of the third quarter.
Zach wants it inside. Aldridge fronts him. Prismilla was helping behind. Here's Baron Davis. Moves around Prismilla and lays it in. So finally on the 4th possession of that possession, or 4th try, the Clippers get a bucket.
And they are still working with each other. Roy's got to get another foul on Jones to get him out of there.
Roy inside was bumped by Jones, not enough for the foul. Randolph in transition, scores, and he's fouled. So the door that was left ajar is now swung wide open for the Clippers. Baron Davis still down at the other end of the floor. And now he's going to saunter his way back up. But just like that, the lead cut back to single digits. And the confidence for the home team grows a bit.
Yeah, the Blazers not making the Clips work on the defensive end. It's one pass and a shot, and they're getting the ball into Zach. And that'll open up a lot of things for a guy like Davis, who, when he was playing with Golden State, averaged 6 3-point shots a game.
Blake for 3. Oh, how many times has Blake hit a run-ending big shot, a momentum changer? The Clippers had put together a 7-0 run that had followed Portland's 10-0 run. And Blake puts a stop to that with his first field goal of the game.
And that was really big, like you said, slow him down.
Fred Jones leans back, misses the two. Portland looks to attack the other way.
Once again, you try to beat Zach down the court.
Aldridge with Camby on him. LaMarcus already has 14 points in this game. Had a big second quarter. They bring the double. Shot clock at 8. Blake swings it. Roy, he'll try a three. That's short. Batum trying to save, and does, but right to Jones. Almost wiped out Chadwick Randolph. Freddie in transition. Left it short. Portland tries to attack.
See Blake orchestrating the fast break, telling Nicholas, cut through, leave it for Brian, or Brandon.
Fred Jones has 3 fouls already. Roy inside, hit and foul. No. Traveling called on Brandon Roy.
See, they're being very physical in this second half with Brandon Roy. Where he goes, he usually has 2 bodies to get through. He'll figure that out. He is great at deciding how to break double teams.
Blazers 4 turnovers here in the quarter. We're not even halfway through the third quarter. We showed you the stats at halftime. Portland has 5 turnovers in that first half, but have almost doubled that here in the opening minutes, and that's not the way to put away an opponent. And that's what the Blazers wanted to do. Camby rolls to the hoop and scores. They're getting buckets in the paint now. And the lead back to 9.
But Joel still has to do what he's doing, helping everybody out. Once in a while he'll leave Camby open, but normally it's out at the top. Camby's not making shots like he used to when he played for Denver.
Blake to Batum in the corner, back to Aldridge against Randolph. Rounded out, rebound Baron Davis. Davis to the right hand, tough move in transition, and he scores.
Well, remember, this is not a fast-breaking team, but yet that's how they're scoring in this third quarter. They're pushing the ball up against the Blazers.
Portland had a 15-point lead at the half, but the Clippers making some hay here early in the third. 7:03 left in the third quarter.
You want to spend time on what really matters. When you shop, you want to talk with an expert you can trust. And what matters to you is going to one store and finding exactly what you need. Come to the one place that has it all. Standard TV and Appliance. Expert salespeople, the best products, the largest selection, low prices, and of course, service you can depend on. Visit any of Standard's showrooms to find top name brand appliances, electronics, mattresses, and more. Standard TV and Appliance.
We're talking ball. We're talking Trailblazers.
What Coach McMillan is doing is instilling a level of professionalism in the team.
We're talking NBA.
So they're on pace for 50. Good enough or not good enough?
We're talking everything sports.
And it's sort of irrelevant where a guy was picked. If he can't play, he can't play.
We're talking ball. After every home game, we go live from the Agency Ultra Sport Lounge in downtown Portland. Talking ball. Monday at 10 p.m. on Comcast Sportsnet.
Daryl! The sink's leaking again.
That should take care of it.
There's a right way to handle a home fix-up problem and a right place to go. Grover Electric and Plumbing.
Good afternoon.
Hometown experts who know their stuff.
Daryl, the toilet's running again.
Got it.
Next time, for home fix-up, remodeling, or new construction, go to Grover's for what you need. Grover's, it's worth the drive.
Well, third quarter so far belonging to the home team, the Clips, has Portland in a position early on in that third quarter to knock them out, but the Clippers having none of it so far. Well, it's coming back to the Rose Quarter, the Blazers Street Jam 3-on-3 tournament and festival presented by Adidas and benefiting Special Olympics Oregon. Check out the new TrailblazerStreetJam.com and sign up as a captain to reserve your team spot. That's July 31st through August 2nd. Should be a fun event. By the way, a final score in Mike Rice from the Nike Hoop Summit tonight. I was told by a lot of different scouts and people who know such things, the U.S. team would blow the world team out this year. Didn't happen that way. The world team wins at 97-89.
Well, a lot of times you may have more talent, but do you pass the ball to each other? That's those all-star games usually end up. The winner passes the ball.
Aldridge working against Randolph, back to Blake. He gives it back to LaMarcus. Spins baseline. The double comes. Out to Blake. Shot clock at 3. Got to go up with it. He's fouled. Nearly hit the bucket and bailed out. A silly foul by the rookie, Eric Gordon.
And rookies do that. That's why they're rookies. You knew the shot clock was running down, and the young man from Indiana, Eric Gordon, he came out his freshman year, so it's not like he's a junior or, he's a young man with only 1 year experience.
Rebecca Harlow, what do you have?
Mike, the energy that we are seeing right now from the Clippers is coming from Baron Davis. He's got a new lease on life when he's taken a look at this team. He wants them to finish strong. This summer, he has Randolph, Gordon, and himself committed to playing most of the summer together. Lots of pickup basketball. He wants this team ready next season. He's such a game changer, such a competitor. It's not surprising that we're seeing this fire from him late in the season, guys.
Yeah. Well, and there's some great basketball down here in Los Angeles in the summer. That's where Martell Webster has played with Baron Davis in that group last couple of summers.
Anytime you have a guy that loves to shoot the ball, you check and see if his contract's up. And usually they tell everyone they're going to practice, although he does work all summer. And you're right, Martell Webster got a lot of good games in down here in L.A.
Zach gives the high pick. Now they swing it. Baron Davis thought about the 3. The zip pass to Randolph as Aldridge flew by. And so Zach, who had just 4 points in the first half, 9 now for the game, following the quick start here in the first half of the third quarter.
He just has a way of scoring.
Batum gets it back from Aldridge and drops a long 2.
That's a big basket for Nicholas, simply confidence-wise. He hasn't making those shots. You know, when you only take 2 or 3 shots a game, it's tough.
It's just
to build confidence. Yeah, you know, you say, oh, this is my only opportunity, and it's tough.
And now Steve Blake on Eric Gordon. Batum is on Baron Davis, although this time he's on Randolph and jams in transition. Nicholas Batum, back-to-back buckets for Portland.
That's that length of his arms. He really surprises you. I saw him do that in that Nike Hoops thing 2 years ago when he was in it.
The Nike Hoop Summit?
Hoop Summit, yeah.
Jones loses it out of bounds. Blazers get it back. So a second straight turnover for the Clippers. And Nicholas Batum, we talk about defensive deflections right there. And this time the deflection turned into a turnover.
Well, all that hard work the Clippers have done, they've only made up 4 points now. The Blazers on a little streak.
Roy and Aldridge work the pick and roll. Back to LaMarcus, wouldn't take the outside shot. Shot clock down to 6. Big pick by Prisbilla on Fred Jones. Blake for a 3. Around and out, rebound. Prisbilla inside, goes back with the left, had it blocked. And the Clippers come away with it.
Can be a great shot blocker. His wheels have done him in. He's not as good because of his legs, but
Gordon fouled by Prisbilla. Scored the basket as well. 3-point opportunity. And Travis Outlaw will check in for Nicholas Batum. We'll see if the defense continues now for Portland as Gordon a chance now in this 3-point play.
Yeah, Eric Gordon, very strong, like the guards. Most of the guards, O.J. Mayo, all the rookie guards that came out were just physically strong. They were ready for the NBA because they didn't have physical weaknesses, and that's so important for guys that leave school, like Gordon or O.J. Mayo.
Second foul on Roy, by the way. And every time Portland looks like it's going to add to that lead and try and get it deep. The Clippers come right back. Third foul on Roy, and that's what I talked about in the first half, late in that first quarter, when it was Roy who had to take that foul. You don't want to have to see that.
No.
Have somebody else take it. Brandon works inside. They collapse the defense. Outlaw. Trouble with the catch. Shot clock at 4. Travis a long 2, well off the mark. Prisbilla there to grab the offensive board and keep it alive. And Outlaw did the right thing. Just make sure you get some rim. Blake kicks it out. Nobody home. Davis there. Here come the Clippers. Randolph in transition, kicked it out for the 3. Fred Jones baseline, fouled by Prisbilla, I believe. And if so, that's going to be the 4th on Joel.
Well,
and it is.
Greg is at the table coming in, but That's not a good thing. You kind of like Joel to be aggressive when he gets his fourth foul, and then he has to start kind of not blocking as many shots, not rebounding as hard on the offensive board.
And Steve Javy and Rodney Mott just try to discuss who the foul was on. They announced it wrong here in the arena. I saw Rodney Mott make the call, the hand signal to the table. It was 10, so Freddie Jones knocks down the first free throw. Brian Skinner checks in, and Marcus Camby will sit down. LaMarcus Aldridge has to like that. And Skinner is rough inside, but not near the defender that Camby is.
Yes, Camby has a way of blocking shots. You think you can go right at him, but he does a great job. Of course, he was all-NBA defense a number
Defensive
of
player of the year.
Yeah.
So the Blazers had that 15-point halftime lead. Clippers cut it back. Portland got it back to 11, but right now it's down to 5. There's still over 4 minutes left here in the third quarter.
I think 6.
Foul inside as Greg Oden worked to the hoop.
Once again, that's that cross pick play that they've been running the last 4 or 5 games that has been very successful.
You're right, it is 6. It's the score is actually Portland 55, Clippers 49 right now.
Yeah. Well, I see our.
Yeah, I was just backing up what our people were saying.
It was our screen.
I always trust us, then I trust the officials.
Absolutely.
As Oden drops in the first free throw.
Is that Kenny?
No. They always have it right. What are you trying to say? I think the score actually is 56-50. But everybody here thinks 49. Davis inside, dumps it off to Skinner. Leaves it short. Outlaw high for the rebound, and is cleaned up by Oden. Here comes Portland.
You got to look inside now and try to get them when they're not ready to double team Gray.
Brandon in the corner, Outlaw for 3. Short, around and out, rebound, loose ball foul, Skinner. We're going to stay at this end. As Travis Outlaw struggling in this ball game, had a good look at a 3. He always wanted to take that. That's his favorite spot, but he's just 2 for 10 here in the ball game. Last night, 2 for 8 against the Lakers.
That's not a good thing because that's, if you look, he's 3rd in the NBA scoring off the bench. So if the Blazers don't get from Travis, that's a big hole in their offense.
Roy against Baron Davis, who met him at the foul line. Now one-on-one. Brandon hit. Nearly got the bucket, but he will shoot free throws. Baron Davis doesn't like to call. A little one-on-one. We saw that plenty last night. Roy and Kobe Bryant late in that game.
And Davis did a pretty good job on Brandon. Brandon gave him his best crossovers, but then he bumped him on the 3rd.
Brandon has struggled at the free throw line tonight. Now 4 of 7. And for Brandon, that is struggling at the line because he's 83% on the year.
Yeah.
And this is another. Just 4 for 8 is Roy. 15 for 22, the Clippers. The Clippers try to attack back. Here's Gordon. As Rudy Fernandez will check back in. Blazers get the switch, trying to switch back out of it. Here's Fred Jones for 3, and he hits it.
Well, Freddie Jones took advantage of the Blazers. Blake trying to get back on his man, and the Blazers didn't rotate quick enough to help Greg Oden pick up his man and then get the shooter.
And the lead back to 6. Oden against Zach Randolph. Shot clock at 5 for Blake against Baron Davis. Blake step back 3. Gone over Davis.
Well, you said it earlier.
Big shot, Steve.
And boy, did he have a big shot against the Lakers. Same type of move. He was dribbling, and he faded back with the jumper from the corner. And that was the big basket in that Laker game.
Davis over Outlaw, hit it on the baseline.
Yeah, if you're going to push Davis down the baseline, if you don't have help, he'll stop and take that jumper. He's strong enough.
Portland now going back inside to Aldridge, who's going up against Skinner. Lamarcus jump hook with the right hand, knew he left it short, went after it. Got a hand on the offensive rebound, but the Clippers came away. Jones, Baron Davis steps back for a three. Off left, Randolph grabs the offensive board and scores.
That's his stock and trade. Hitting the offensive board, he just has the knack of knowing where the ball is. He has a nose for that ball.
Fernandez waiting to check in. Right in front of us, rolls the eyes. Outlaw needs to get one down. Long here, rebound Jones. Clippers back with numbers, 3-on-2. Randolph says, yeah, I'll shoot the three. Leaves it short, and the rebound Outlaw. Portland now jets out almost 2-on-1 with the Clippers back defensively.
Boy, they had Blake wide open, but
Roy cut off by Baron Davis, back to Blake. Steve nearly took the three, instead takes what the defense gives him, and that's the right side, and he scores.
Boy, Greg Oden had he sealed the whole defensive inside off. No one had a chance to get back to Blake.
Rudy doesn't like sitting at the table. He's always in front of us and keeps looking at us like we can have something to do with stopping the contest so that he can get in. But he'll be able to now. 56 seconds left for the third quarter here at Portland. Behind Steve Blake, maintaining their lead for now.
Hey, ready to go.
Dude, drag? Nacho drag. Dude, we can get nachos at the game, man.
Yeah, okay, for like $6. I've got 3, 5, and 7-layer nachos, all for less than $1. Got them at Taco Bell.
You wearing makeup?
Don't judge me.
3 incredible nachos, 3 incredible prices. Only $79, $89, and 99 cents at Taco Bell. Why pay more?
This is my new Ford Fusion.
We found that Ford's fuel economy makes quite a story when you talk to the people who drive one.
The gas mileage on the Ford Focus is amazing. The Escape had the best gas mileage for a small SUV.
To not have to stop as much for gas is always going to be a pleasant surprise.
I was really surprised that I was able to get so far on so little.
Visit a Ford dealer to see our complete lineup of fuel-efficient vehicles.
Now with $2,500 cash back, pay under $13,200 for an 09 Focus. That's $2,500 cash back on Focus. See your Northwest Ford stores today.
Summers are great, but kids can lose 2.5 months worth of what they learned in school. Don't let them fall behind. Call Sylvan now. Sylvan builds lasting skills, habits, and attitudes for lifelong success.
In just 3 hours a week, over 12 weeks, you will see results in your child's reading or math performance, improving 1 grade level, guaranteed.
So have a summer to remember.
And back here in Los Angeles, Trailblazers on top, 63-56. The lead was 15 at the half. Well, Joe's and the Blazers want to know where in the world our fans are wearing their Blazers gear. When you go on vacation, find yourself in a unique location, send it to us at the 4Fans page on Trailblazers.com. This is Austin, Trevor, Rhea, Danny, Lauren, and Brandon. They are the sons and daughters of Cook Security Group. I know Cook Security Group, and employees from Portland. In Kauai. Look at that, wearing their Blazers gear in Hawaii.
I'll tell you, we've got Blazer shirts all over the world.
Yes, we do.
No doubt about it.
Blazers 1 for 8 in the quarter. Last 8 minutes. Clippers 3 for 6, doesn't matter. Fred Jones will inbound with less than a minute left here in the first half. There you go, John.
Well, they're staying fresh. Dunleavy has done a nice job of rotating players in and out. He didn't have that luxury because they were mostly injured and he was playing with 8 and 9 men earlier in the year.
Blazers should close that second quarter strong. We'll see if they can do the same here. Gordon has that blocked on his way to the hoop. And it'll be out of bounds. 5 seconds for the Clippers to get a shot up.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want any layups. I thought they might call that on Greg, but he's being a lot more clever now about not fouling.
Mike Taylor throws up a long 3, just short, and Aldridge cleans up the miss. LaMarcus with 14 points, 8 rebounds in this game, but Aldridge has not scored here in the quarter. Normally third quarters as of late have belonged to Aldridge.
Yeah, that's right, and boy, Roy or Aldridge, so the Blazers would like to get one of the two going.
Oden kicked out of that double team. Here's Rudy for 3, off the mark, rebound, it was taken by Randolph. He and Oden were dueling in there, shot clock is off. No matter what happens on this possession, Clippers have to feel good about the way they've closed this third quarter. Gotten right back into this game. Taylor, cut off by Oden. Zach for his third three of the game. He's 0 for 3. He's 5 for 15 overall. But he got off to a good start in that quarter and got the Clippers back into it. And Portland will head to the fourth with a lead by 7 over the Clippers. Portland looking for win number 52 of the season. They're looking to win this final road game of the regular season before they return home for the final 2.
Treat yourself to breakfast at McDonald's. Stop by and get 2 fresh, hot, tasty Egg McMuffin breakfast sandwiches for only $3. It's a delicious way to fill up and get your day started for less. Only at McDonald's.
Hey, it's no big deal to get pure Northwest water delivered right to your home or office. Cold Kiss makes it easy. There's no long-term contracts, minimums, or drop-off charges. Just pure Northwest water right at your fingertips. Check out Cold Kiss bottled water. Northwest fresh and pure.
In the Northwest, we vote every day, not for politicians and ballot measures, but every day we vote by choosing who we do business with. And for the past 4 years, more people in Oregon and Washington have chosen to buy their Fords from Landmark than from any other Ford store. Some will say because of price, some because of selection. But if you ask Landmark customers why they continue to come back year after year, they'll usually tell you it's because of the way they're treated. Landmark Ford Lincoln Mercury, just off I-5 at the Haines Street exit.
Brakes. The most important system in your car. If you're experiencing symptoms of worn brakes, noise or grinding, pulsation, brake grab, or if your brake pedal needs excessive pressure, come into Les Schwab for a free brake inspection. If your brakes need service, we do it right, we do it complete. Repairing, resurfacing, replacing, and adjusting. All backed by our full parts and labor guarantee. Les Schwab Brake Service. If we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it.
Treat yourself to breakfast at McDonald's. Stop by and get 2 fresh, hot, tasty Egg McMuffin breakfast sandwiches for only $3. It's a delicious way to fill up and get your day started for less. Only at McDonald's.
And back here in downtown Los Angeles, inside the Staples Center, Blazers shoot just 5 for 16 in that third quarter. It's not the way you put away an opponent. Clippers certainly haven't put away yet. Wells Fargo, the official financial partner of the Trail Blazers, proud to take our customers to the next stage. Now they're taking us to the next game. And it's Monday night, right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. Blazers at Oklahoma City at the Rose Garden.
And now the Blazers are going with their second unit backcourt, Rudy and Sergio.
Also known as the Spanish Armada.
Yeah, or the Connection.
Sure.
And they're going against their young backcourt of Taylor and Eric Gordon.
You see on the field goal shooting by quarter, Portland just 5 for 16 in that third, 31%. Clippers, meanwhile, 10 for 22 in the quarter. Fred Jones defended well by Rudy Fernandez. Shot clock at 4. Gordon allowed to take an open 3. And he hit it.
Now the Blazers have that same matchup problems they had before. Travis is on a guard, but the guard has to check Travis too. They tried to exploit that earlier.
Rudy lob to Aldridge at the rim, and he's fouled. It was a no-look pass by Fernandez, a play set up in the timeout. Foul's going to be on Zach Randolph.
And Rudy walks up and goes, ooh, that was nasty.
Take a look. Does Rudy know he's going to be there or what?
Oh, yeah. See, and that's playing together for a season. Now they're getting to feel each other, know where they are on both ends, defensively also.
And LaMarcus finishes off the three-point play, 17 for him. So that matches the Eric Gordon 3 at the other end, and we're right back to a 7-point lead.
And I love the way LaMarcus and Zach are laughing at that last dunk.
Oh, Sergio gets an elbow from Brian Skinner. And LaMarcus Aldridge steps in front. They changed the Eric Gordon 3 to a 2, by the way. That's why the lead right now is 8. And that was Rudy and LaMarcus Aldridge. You know, we talk about not only the chemistry in the Blazer locker room, which is by all accounts the healthiest in the NBA, but these guys genuinely all like each other and get along, certainly more than any other team I've been around.
Absolutely. Kamen back in there again now. They have, boy, their scorers in there.
Here's Gordon for a long 2. He leaves it short, hits the top of the board, and then is claimed by Gordon.
Blazers cannot give it those second chance points.
Taylor back to Gordon. Got to get out on the 3 on Gordon. Gets outlaw in the air, but Travis able to not foul. Here's Freddie Jones for a 3. Short. Rebound. Another offensive board by the Clippers, and they score.
And that's against the Blazer big lineup. Travis is now a small forward. They got LaMarcus in there and Oden. That should not happen.
Teams even 33 rebounds apiece. That shouldn't happen. Clippers not even in Portland's league in rebounding. Aldridge, they nearly turn over. LaMarcus gets it back. Got to put up a long 3, and that didn't hit the rim. That shot clock should not have reset, and that's what Derek Richardson's going to say. And that's the right call. Now, that's not going to make the Blazer bench happy, but that ball did not hit the rim, and the clock should have not reset. And it didn't. You heard the buzzer sound. Well, we'll take a look and see if it did hit the back bracket. That's what the Blazer coaches thought anyway. It didn't look like from our angle it did. But again, replay could show something else.
Yeah, because that is part of the basket now, the bracket. So if it hits that, and we'd have to see it to know because it came off so quickly. Now this is a crucial
They already
time.
showed it. You and I weren't paying attention. Here's Gordon to Kamen, and he hits on the baseline. And by not rebounding and covering open outside shooters, the Blazers once again have allowed this Clipper team to get right back to within 4. Sergio turns the corner in traffic, needs help. Aldridge on the baseline.
Aldridge has to take that 10-foot jumper when he's open.
Taylor out of bounds off of him. Portland ball, just 5 to shoot, but all of a sudden the Clippers feeling confident and a hop to their step as Brandon Roy back in. LaMarcus Aldridge will check out.
Yeah, see, they're keeping fresh legs in there on that Clipper team.
Oh, yes, they are going to allow Roy in. I thought they weren't going to allow him in yet.
So they're going to move Travis to that power forward spot. Better scoring team in there, maybe not as good rebounding team.
And that's been the story the last few minutes. The inbound to Oden. He turns at the rim, has it blocked by Skinner, and he ends up with the ball. Now the crowd is involved. Taylor to Kamen. Jump hook is off. Oden grabs the rebound.
Boy, that would have been a big turnaround. That would have cut the lead to 2 on the missed dunk, and then they go down and miss.
Outlaw with the matchup with Kamen can take him on the dribble.
He sure can.
Greg got fouled by Freddie Jones inside, so we're going to stay here. And that should be free throws. We'll see. No, it's going to be on the side.
Yeah, and I think it's on Skinner.
The foul's on Skinner.
Yeah.
Freddie Jones with the push. That's where we thought the foul was going to come. But instead, they get it. It's just not on the right guy. But oh well. Portland gets a new shot clock.
Yeah, he should get a foul called every game just on his beard, Skinner.
Rudy, well off the mark. Portland cannot throw it in the ocean from a boat right now. Is cooled off again. Gordon in transition.
Well, I don't know what the Blazer big guys are doing, but they sure weren't watching the play that time. Travis Outlaw and Greg.
Sergio Rodriguez coming over to call a timeout, and Rodney Mott calls an offensive foul. And so they give the turnover and no timeout to Portland, and Nate McMillan is furious. It was an obvious play where Sergio's running over to call the timeout. The players are already standing on the court. And Rodney Mott calls a Portland turnover, and now we have a timeout. So the Clippers will have the ball back with a chance to tie or take the lead when we come back. 8:41 left.
Say you're raising some of these, and you'd like to save some of this. I have 2 words. Fred Meyer. You get low prices every day on food. Fred Meyer brands. More low prices. Great quality, too. And your generic prescriptions? Just $4. Oh, and your Fred Meyer rewards card gets you these. They're as good as cash at Fred Meyer. So you can save lots of this, which helps when you're raising these. Fred Meyer. What's on your list today?
Live from the Rose Garden, the final game of the regular season on Comcast Sportsnet takes place Monday at 7 p.m. It's a story of 2 teams moving in opposite directions. One looks toward a postseason berth in the Wild Western Conference. The other, a disappointing season and a lottery pick on the horizon. The Trailblazers, the Thunder, Portland versus Oklahoma City. Tip-off Monday at 7 p.m. on Comcast Sportsnet. Your home of the Portland Trailblazers. Game on.
As easy as it is for Greg Oden to bounce this ball is the ease of menu value pricing, because you're provided the invoice document with our great menu price.
It's a no-hassle process where you can make a decision in just minutes.
Visit our locations in Milwaukee and Wilsonville, as well as online at drivehomehappy.com.
Town and country dealerships. They'll make you feel like you're number one.
Menu value pricing only at Town and Country dealerships. See us at drivehomehappy.com.
Clipper basketball with 8:41 left following the Portland turnover. And the Clippers can look for the tie or the lead on this possession. Well, athletic trivia question. What Blazer recently said if he was not in the NBA, he'd likely be in the NFL?
Brandon Roy.
Correct.
Yeah. And we said the other night, we think he'd make it too.
Yes, sir. Blazers had a 15-point lead at halftime. Skinner, the jump hook over Outlaw. Travis doesn't box him out. Skinner goes right down the lane and scores.
Yeah, Travis is not having his most energetic game, and that's for sure. He's only 2 for 12 from the field. He only has 2 rebounds, and that time he did a pretty good job on Skinner until Skinner just muscled him, and you see the subs coming in for the Blazers.
Outlaw has it rejected by Skinner at the rim. Here come the Clippers. Taylor. Out to Fred Jones. Wouldn't take the 3. Gordon steps through the middle, and the Clippers have the lead.
And that's the first lead of the game for the Clippers. And they're doing it with mostly a second unit in there, Kaman and Skinner.
Roy. Back to Outlaw. Travis hits from the elbow.
Did they ever need that? Oh.
In the 4 games in 5 nights, if you didn't feel it earlier, now's about the time you really start to feel it. And Portland having to expend a lot of energy lately in these games. Kaman fouled before the shot. Coming from 18 down at Memphis, from 19 down at San Antonio, from 10 down last night against the Lakers. That just takes a lot of energy. And the Clippers now have the game tied up. And Fred Jones will inbound. New shot clock for the Clips.
Yeah, they've given the Clips new life.
They shouldn't have gotten 24. They should get 14, and now they got that fixed.
Of course, Mike Dunleavy smells maybe a victory here. Number 20 on the year. He coached the Blazers from 97 to 2001.
And he hasn't had this team very healthy this season, not like they are right now.
He sure hasn't.
Gordon almost put up the 3, now has it against Rudy. Steps back for 2, leaves it short. Prisbilla wrestles that rebound away from Skinner. And Prisbilla with double digits in the rebound column again. He has 10.
They had to rush him back in there with 4 fouls to control the backboard for the Blazers.
Roy gets a pick from Prisbilla, turns the corner, takes the bump from Kamen. Oh, Prisbilla follows it in. Boy, Nate McMillan all over. Derek Richardson wanting the foul as Kamen met Roy in the air, but Prisbilla followed the play to the basket and dunked it home. 11 rebounds, 8 points for Joel in this game.
Yeah, you need that. When they're trying to double team Brandon all the time, you got to follow it up.
Here's Skinner, turns on Prisbilla. Fred Jones for three. And Joel the rebound. That's number 12. Up ahead, Aldridge. They got a 3-on-2 quickly. Couldn't take advantage. Here's Aldridge against Kamen. LaMarcus, baseline, lost it. As Baron Davis will check back in after the timeout, but Prisbilla, the pick, then the roll, and the dunk.
You want to spend time on what really matters. When you shop, you want to talk with an expert you can trust. And what matters to you is going to one store and finding exactly what you need. Come to the one place that has it all. Standard TV and Appliance. Expert salespeople, the best products, the largest selection, low prices, and of course, service you can depend on. Visit any of Standard's showrooms to find top name brand appliances, electronics, mattresses, and more. Standard TV and Appliance.
Hi, I'm Carrie Murphy for the all-new J. Lee's Gladstone Honda. In this tough economic climate, we understand that when it comes time to buying a new car, there's a lot to consider. At J. Lee's Gladstone Honda, we're here for you every step of the way, from our huge selection of new, used, and certified pre-owned vehicles to great financing options and a state-of-the-art service department. Times are tough, but buying a car should be easy. J. Lee's Gladstone Honda, located off I-205 on Southeast McLaughlin's Auto Row, or online at jlees.com.
Have you noticed they're all the same guy?
Yes, it would be hard not to.
Enjoying the art?
Yes, very much. Are you the artist?
I am.
Oh.
Who is Steve, the doer?
Doer. He's my farmer's insurance agent.
Really?
He gave me the coverage to save my studio. Nina. Hors d'oeuvre, Steve on a stick, salmon skin Steve roll, quiche a la Steve, Steve in a blanket, baklava a la Steve. What are you doing?
Well, the name scared me. The skin, Steve, roll.
5:52 left here in LA. Blazers led by 15 at halftime, but the Clippers outscored them 25-17 in the third, then 8-3 here in the fourth. LaMarcus Aldridge, 17 points, 8 rebounds. They're going to need him down the stretch and on into the playoffs.
They sure are, and if you look at what the Blazers did defensively, a lot of that was LaMarcus in that first half. They held the Clips to 31 points, but you know you can't do that in two halves. Like, the team's going to get 62 points, so you've got to come through with some offense right now.
As we throw it down to Rebecca Harlow.
Nate always does a great job of knowing when to push and when to step back. Right now, he's putting the responsibility on the Blazers. He's saying, if you want to give up tonight, if you want to lose this game, it's on you. Right now, he's not telling them what they need to do to win. He wants them to figure it out because he knows they do know how to win. They just need to commit on the defensive end of the floor, guys.
Well, the pass out top for the three is off, and boy, Joel Prisbilla, you talk about instantly putting him in there and shoring up the defensive rebounds. That's happened.
Yeah, this same team for the Clips were just banging the other unit. Now Joel.
Rudy for three. Good! Right in front of the Blazer bench. Big bucket by Fernandez.
Boy, and they called that from the bench. Nate was yelling, and they got a great pick from Joel Prisbilla to free up Rudy Fernandez.
8 off the bench for Rudy. 5 minutes left. Down goes Fernandez, run down by Eric Gordon, but he will get the foul.
I'll tell you, Eric Gordon pushed him away. Now, I don't know if they were saying that, did you see Rudy right there?
Gordon right in his face, too. Foul's going to be on Fernandez. Second on him. Third team on Portland.
This is a big, big possession right here for this Clipper team.
Came along, too, leaves it short. Rebound tipped inside by Skinner, who's playing hard. And the Blazers finally come away. Clippers now 1 for their last 7. Cooling off here a bit. Portland trying to take advantage.
Mike Dunleavy going with this unit. They brought them back into the game. No Zach Randolph, no Marcus Camby.
Blake down the middle. Baseline jumper down by Aldridge.
Great move by Blake. Calling that, seeing LaMarcus, they had help on Blake, and he saw it was LaMarcus's man.
Bruce Skinner, they nearly turn it over. Kamen deep in the paint, flips it up. No, Prisbilla, another rebound. That's his 14th. Joel had 13 last night.
And that's how the Clippers were.
26 rebounds in this building last year.
Yes, he did.
Aldridge, top of the key, long, rebound Kamen. As Zach Randolph will check in, next dead ball for the Clippers. Baron Davis, long two-ish long, and the rebound. Brandon Roy finally carries to here, and here comes Blake.
They're definitely slow getting
Rudy,
back.
wide open look at a three. Good from Blake. You got to find Rudy Fernandez, LA.
Yeah, well, the guards were back because the big guys hit the offensive board and no one was back checking them.
Timeout, Clippers. Couple of big threes by Rudy. And a LaMarcus Aldridge baseline jumper and a few dimes from Steve Blake. And Portland back on top by double figures.
Show your Trailblazers spirit in the Joe Sports Outdoor and More Where in the World promotion. All season long, fans have been submitting their photos wearing Trailblazers gear from all over the world. So to take it up a notch, Alaska Airlines and their new nonstop service to Maui starting in August will be giving you a chance to win round-trip tickets to Maui, 3 nights hotel, and $500 spending cash. So submit your photo in Trailblazers gear to trailblazers.com and you could be taking your next photo in Maui, courtesy of Alaska Airlines.
You know what America needs? We need a comeback. So let's put on our rally caps and dig in. At Chevy, we're reinventing the ownership experience, introducing the Total Confidence Plan. Everything you need to get into your next Chevy with total confidence. Go to ChevyConfidence.com for details. Here's more good news to boost your confidence. Qualified buyers get 0% APR for 60 months on select Silverado models.
See your Northwest Chevy dealer or visit ChevyDealer.com.
Oh. Baseline to Baron Davis. They were awfully quick on the trigger following that timeout. Freddie Jones for three. That was called in the timeout. Rebound loose. Rudy picks it up and gives to Roy as Fernandez gets right in a crowd of Clippers and saves that for Portland.
Well, if he can do that, you know on offense he's going to be a threat. If he can play the defense, now you've got a real two-way man.
12-0 run for Portland, and Rudy goes to the middle and is fouled by Randolph. No, foul is not going to be on Randolph. It's going to be on Eric Gordon. Free throws for Rudy.
Now the Blazers have to fight through this. With 3 minutes to go, it'll be a little more difficult getting the ball into Zach Randolph. So the three guards that are in there, he may just toss it up. Their best strategy would be to get it into Zach and let Zach get to the foul line or make some inside shots in the paint. But a team that's only won 19 games, they usually don't do the right thing going down the stretch.
And Rudy makes a pair. 14-0 Portland run here with 3 minutes to go in the game.
Boy, and they got the stormtroopers in there at the right time. Joel Prisbilla coming in. Brandon Roy, LaMarcus.
Blake takes it away from Gordon. 3-on-1. Left side, Aldridge to Roy. And he gets it in. Not sure if you want to lay it in or dunk it. And he just squeaked it over. But it's now a 16-0 Portland run.
Oh, this is so big because the Blazers let him get back in the game.
Brian Skinner, an outside shot. Not sure that's what the Clippers wanted. The Blazers, though, can't grab the rebound. As Prisbilla and Aldridge say, well, at least you're both going for it. Prisbilla 14 boards, Aldridge 8. And the Blazers trying to finish off the Clips here with 2:26 left.
Show your Trailblazers spirit in the Joe Sports Outdoor and More Where in the World promotion. All season long, fans have been submitting their photos wearing Trailblazers gear from all over the world. So to take it up a notch, Alaska Airlines and their new nonstop service to Maui starting in August will be giving you a chance to win round-trip tickets to Maui, 3 nights hotel, and $500 spending cash. So submit your photo in Trailblazers gear to trailblazers.com and you could be taking your next photo in Maui, courtesy of Alaska Airlines.
You know what America needs? We need a comeback. So let's put on our rally caps and dig in. At Chevy, we're reinventing the ownership experience, introducing the Total Confidence Plan. Everything you need to get into your next Chevy with total confidence. Go to ChevyConfidence.com for details. Here's more good news to boost your confidence. Qualified buyers get 0% APR for 60 months on select Silverado models.
See your Northwest Chevy dealer or visit ChevyDealer.com.
Tony Luffman and Michael Holden inside the home court studio. We'll be with you after the game. Right now, partner, what are you seeing?
I see the Trailblazers 12-0 run saving the day because it didn't look good, but when the Trailblazers went on that run to go from down 2 to up 10, a lot of it had to do with Joel Przybilla coming back in the game. Sets a screen, follows the action, tip dunks. That's giving me a little bit of everything.
Joel Przybilla is so valuable. Let's head back out to L.A. and Mike and Rebecca.
And back here inside the Staples Center, Blazers and the Clippers. Once again, the incomparable John Reynolds here courtside, helping us as always in Los Angeles. Look at that.
Thank you. A lot of people appreciate me.
I was going to say, there's a lot of Mike Rice signs here in the crowd. You get a kiss from John Reynolds. That's unusual.
Well, he's worked with all those lousy announcers. Now he has something to work.
And Bob Fitzgerald handling stats tonight. Thank you, Bobby. 2:26 left here as the Clippers inbound. Clippers, though, have picked the wrong time to go ice cold. 1 for their last 12 shooting, and the Blazer run is now at 16-0. Baron Davis. Joel says, I'll take that, thank you very much. Blazers back the other way.
They were trying to set up a three-pointer, but the Blazers didn't bite on it. They stayed right with Davis and didn't double-team him. Well, I'll tell you, what a great win this is. I was really nervous about this game because the Clips had all...
Przybilla the pick and roll from Roy. You can continue on you being nervous about this game. Go ahead.
Yeah, they had all their, and they won their last game to Sacramento by 30.
And they almost beat the Lakers here last week.
Yeah, they're feeling much better about themselves with Kaman back and Zach off the suspension.
Baron Davis shoots down the left side and scores. Too little, too late. Well, it was a interesting day with the LA Kings having a hockey game here, and our crew had to scramble to get us on the air tonight. Scott Zachary, our executive producer, Chris McMurtry, John Burns, Jeff Curtin, Kim Anderson, John McCrofka. Great job, guys, working in unusual circumstances. It's not even in a normal TV truck what we're normally in. Everything had to be kind of put together at the last minute. The truck we're in outside the Staples Center is the truck they use for Deal or No Deal. So it's not even a sports truck, so everything had to be kind of just jostled around. But our guys were up to the task, and the local crew here was great getting things done. As again, the basketball court wasn't even ready for setup until 6 o'clock is when we came out here, and they were just starting to set up all of our stuff here courtside, which normally, as I said before, the guys have all day to do. So this was a big-time effort. We appreciate it.
And a big-time effort by the Blazers.
Yes.
It's simply because they found a way to win. That's what good teams do.
Kaman inside has a tip by Przybilla, rebound taken by Aldridge. Joel, by the way, has a double-double, 10 points, 14 rebounds.
Man, you know, they beat San Antonio on the road. Then they come back, beat the Lakers. And you know, you've got to have some kind of letdown, and the Blazers didn't let their defense down. They held the Clips to 31 points at first half. And now the second half, they come alive offensively.
Blake hit in the corner for the three. Wanted the foul called. Baron Davis for three. No, Zach Randolph finishes that in. And Portland in a position now with 2 home games left, looking back in the middle of that last road trip to run the table and potentially get to 54 wins. They're at 52 now with this victory tonight, and boy, the Blazer fans, there's a lot of them here, a lot of them rising to their feet following this effort as LaMarcus Aldridge puts the finishing touches on this one tonight, and Portland is going to get the victory again. They're going to make it 8 of their last 9 in all. They're going to make it 52-28, and one goal that Nate McMillan had before the season was, let's get to 20 road wins. Well, they've just done that too.
Yeah, and boy, 2 road wins in a row.
Listen to the Blazer fans in the arena. Look at all the Blazer jerseys as you scan across the arena.
Yep.
Boy, a good chance for a lot of fans from the LA area, and a lot of fans are just down here, came down to see the game. This easily as many Blazer fans as I've ever seen at a road game. And that includes the old games up in Seattle. This has been phenomenal here tonight.
It has.
And Portland gets the victory. And some of the Trailblazer fans hanging around for some high fives for the players as we throw it down to Rebecca Harlow standing by with Rudy.
Rudy Fernandez, some big buckets. You hit shots when the team needed them most tonight. You were so timely. How did you have your offense working at the end of the second and then here at the end of the fourth?
You know, my job is play of the team. You know, in the last part of the game, I get shoot and I'm confident for my shoot.
On the defensive end of the ball, you forced these guys to miss 9 straight shots here down the stretch. How did you guys lock down defensively?
I think not aggressive in the defense in the first part, and maybe in the fast break we can run. It's more space in the offense, more score.
Win number 20 on the road. That's a huge feat for you guys. It's been a goal all year long. How does the team feel about getting that done?
I think right now it's feel good. Play hard every game, you know, but think about focus in the last 2 games because it's important for us.
Thank you, Rudy. Congratulations.
All right, Rudy Fernandez, a big-time effort, 13 points. He's put together some big games here late.
Oh, Faye Lux.
And Tina Fey enjoying the Blazer win here inside the Staples Center. Blazers end the game on a 21-4 run, including an 18-0 run, after the Clippers had come back and taken a lead. Portland calmly puts the game away, 87-72. Another Blazer win. Back to wrap it up from LA after this.
That's just ridiculous. The Flame Broiled Steakhouse XT with American cheese and crispy onions from BK. So thick you'll want to tip the king. No, not that kind of tip. The new Thick Steakhouse XT. Come get it.
I like square butts and I cannot lie. Squid and Sea Star can't deny. When a sponge walks in, 4 corners in his pants like he got phone book implants, the crowd shouts. All the ladies stare. Dang, those pants are square. Buy an adult value meal and get a kid's meal for 99 cents.
Think you have what it takes to host the ultimate outdoor show on Comcast Sportsnet? This is a casting call for all men and women interested in hosting a new reality series. The winner will get to host their very own TV show on Comcast Sportsnet, featuring some of the greatest outdoor activities of the Northwest. Do you have what it takes? For more details and a full application, visit csnnw.com. Comcast Sportsnet. Game on.
Portland Trailblazers basketball has been brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. By Spirit Mountain Casino, Oregon's best entertainment destination. By Wells Fargo, seize your someday. By La Schwab, celebrating over 50 years of pride in performance. And by Standard TV and Appliance, we set the standard. Standard TV and Appliance.
And back here as the Trailblazers have wrapped up their regular season road schedule. They end the season on the road 20-21. And for the youngest playing rotation in the NBA, that's not bad. And the Blazers, of course, now 52-28 with the victory here tonight over the Clippers. And welcome back courtside. Mike Barrett back with Mike Rice. Talk about the effort tonight to get this thing done.
Yeah, you know, they had letdowns in the ball game, but the main thing was, that's wherever we go, it's Blazer fans. But they held them to 38% shooting, and that's what you have. That's how you beat the Clips. The Clips don't score a lot of points if you play defense against them. Nate did tonight.
This normally would be obnoxious. It's not tonight. It's actually fantastic because we're on the road.
Good stuff.
DriveHomeHappy.com player of the game tonight, and because of his energy tonight, especially after the Clippers made their run, Rudy Fernandez, 13 points, had a couple of huge threes in this ball game, 8 in the fourth quarter, as you see on that bottom line. That is the DriveHomeHappy.com player of the game, Rudy Fernandez. And not only the efforts from the bench tonight, the bench is one of your keys to this victory for Portland, and then they brought it. And your X factor inside was Greg Oden. He helped out. Joel Prisbilla was huge on the rebounds. And again, this finished off a stretch of 4 games in 5 nights. That's much tougher than the fact that it's a back-to-back. But Portland able to come up with the energy in the fourth quarter to put away this pesky team.
Yeah, and I think Nate kept looking to see what would work best, and he finally ended up with the 3 guards, Blake, Brandon Roy, and Rudy Fernandez. And sometimes they end the game, sometimes Travis is in there, but tonight the 3 guards did a great job, and LaMarcus and Joel, as you said, really fought the Clips off the boards, and the Clips had no answer. Once they couldn't hit the offensive boards, they had no answer for the Blazers.
And by the way, we talk about some of these numbers. Nate McMillan has tied a career high with 52 wins in a season, by the way.
And we knew he would. Each year he's improved by 9 victories. It's going to be more than that this year.
Spirit Mountain play of the game. That also involves Rudy Fernandez, and this was big. This was out of a timeout with 11:22 to go in this ball game. Clippers were making their charge. Fernandez, look at the almost a no-look pass to Aldridge. He was committed to pass that ball on the curl. There was no going back. He knew LaMarcus would be there. He made the catch, threw it down. Aldridge, 21 points and 9 rebounds tonight. And now, the next time you see us on the road, it'll be a playoff game. Yes. Will it be home court advantage? Will it be a game 1 we're at, or will it be a game 3? These next 2 games for Portland at home will be big in deciding that.
Yeah, and home court advantage. We said they've won 20 games on the road, but they've won, 37 or 36 at home?
No, but you're close. 32-7, 34-7.
I'm thinking of the future.
Okay.
It'll be 37.
Okay. Blazers' next game is at home, by the way, and we'll have that for you right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. That's Monday night, so just one day to rest. Oklahoma City back in town to wrap up that season series. Blazers and the Thunder will have it for you here on Comcast Sportsnet. Again, thanks to our entire crew, our local crew, and our traveling crew tonight for getting this one on the air and getting it done, and to the Blazers for giving it another victory, 52-28. The Blazers now on the season, 87-72. They beat the Clips. For Rebecca Harlow and Mike Rice, I'm Mike Barrett saying good night from L.A. Happy Easter. We'll talk to you Monday.
A story of brotherly love, of beer. 1978, home brewing is legalized. 1983, tired of working for the man, the Widmer brothers quit their jobs and cobbled together a brewery. Today, every batch of Widmer remains true to their goal, to brew beer people love as much as they do. Widmer Hefeweizen, the cloudy beer served with a lemon.
At Typhoon, we believe value starts with quality. We use wild shrimp, not farm shrimp. We use the leanest pork and beef and the freshest white meat chicken. We use only fresh noodles and the best coconut milk in the world. We import our own award-winning rice direct from the field to your table. We use the best canola oil with no trans fat. It's a lot more expensive to cook this way, but you can taste the difference.
Experience Typhoon tonight.
talk about pressure situations.
Berg steals it. Spectacular move. That brought everybody out of their seat.
You know what America needs? We need a comeback. So let's put on our rally caps and dig in. At Chevy, we're reinventing the ownership experience, introducing the Total Confidence Plan. Everything you need to get into your next Chevy with total confidence. Go to ChevyConfidence.com for details. Here's more good news to boost your confidence. Qualified buyers get 0% APR for 60 months on select Silverado models.
See your Northwest Chevy dealer or visit ChevyDealer.com.
Welcome to Jay Lee's Auto Group Home Court, the post-game show of the Portland Trailblazers. Brought to you in part by Stark's Vacuum, with their low price guarantee every day. Now, here's your home court host, Tony Luffman.
The Blazers win their 20th road game of the regular season and their 52nd overall, 87-72 over the LA Clippers, and they'll come home to play the last two of the regular season. Welcome inside the home court studio, Tony Luffman and Michael Holden. Partner, this one had some anxious moments in it, but the Blazers end up winning by 15.
There's only one word I can use to describe the Trailblazer effort, and that is it was
night turned into a defensive game where you had to manufacture points, and this was one of those games where maybe you had to manufacture a little bit of energy and excitement playing a team on the road with 19 wins in a place that wasn't loud except for the Blazer fans most of the night.
Yeah, and Brandon Roy only takes 8 shots tonight. Now, normally if Brandon Roy takes 8 shots, you're in trouble if you don't play defense. Early in the year, Blazers lose this game because they wouldn't have the defense, but they had enough strength underneath to rebound with this ball club, and that's all the only way the Clippers were getting in the game. Travis Outlaw was 2 for 14, so he wasn't scoring. So the Blazers went with a smaller lineup. Rudy Fernandez hit a couple big shots. Nate is finding a way to win a lot of different type games.
And 52-28, guys, it sounds pretty good as we'll head home tonight, and you guys have a very good Easter tomorrow.
Thank you so much, guys. Great work as always, and we'll see you back in the Rose City. Partner, you talked about challenges and opportunities before this game. How did they come out?
Well, the challenge was to defend the three-point line because the Clippers have three-point threats in Baron Davis, Eric Gordon, and Freddie Jones. They went 2 for 15 from behind the arc. The Trailblazers took care of business there. Limit their offensive rebounds, 8 offensive rebounds for the Clippers. The Trailblazers can handle that. Opportunities, the Trailblazers controlled the glass. 43 rebounds and 7 second chance points. Trailblazers did enough to get a W down in the Southland.
Let's talk about the physical play in this game, Michael. Bodies all over the floor, elbows flying. This was a hotly contested game.
It really was, and you got to give the Clippers credit, really with not much to play for. They were aggressive, and there was a lot of chest-to-chest in the paint, particularly early. And
87-72, 52 wins on the year.
Show your Trailblazers spirit in the Joe Sports Outdoor and More